got Greg, native New Yorker, back on the channel. We're starting at Dat's Deli here in Hollis, Queens, and the line already is down the block. Greg, you ready for this oxtail mac patty?
Oh yeah, never eaten anything quite like this in the combinations. I mean, I love oxtail, love mac and cheese, grew up eating patties, but combined together sounds crazy. Let's see what the hype's all about.
Let's do an oxtail mac patty, goat curry mac patty, jerk chicken mac patty.
All right, I got you, bro. My uncle and auntie make these fresh patties for us, deliver them every day. This is gonna be like the oxtail right here. We shred it so there's no bones. Every bite is like you're taking a bite of a whole dinner. Personally, the goat is way better than this one, but this is the one that went viral because everybody loves oxtail. And these are our three best patties right here to me. Our goat, our jerk, and our oxtail.
So Josh is about to let all the people who've been waiting outside for like an hour in because they ran out before. It's like this every day here. They're that popular. Check this out.
I honestly thought like, oh, okay, we're gonna have people from all over New York coming to get the patty, but a girl from the UK has came. I got people coming from Jamaica, Barbados, like such an amazing feeling that I have people all over the world coming to try something I created.
All right, so Greg and I are gonna try the most viral sandwich they have, the oxtail, and this is just making waves over social media. I would say Dat's Deli is probably the most popular deli in New York right now for social media purposes. What do you think?
I think so too. I've been seeing it everywhere.
We've got a beef patty with cheese, and we've got mac and cheese on top, oxtail, extra gravy, surrounded by cocoa bread. This is an insane hybrid here.
And the patty is homemade too, which I think really is gonna add an interesting touch to it.
Let's do this. So you got the oxtail on top, a little spicy, and all the juices just soaked in with the cocoa bread. This sandwich is honestly just bragging. This is a messy, delicious sandwich.
The soft cocoa bread, the fresh patty, freshly made patty, mac and cheese adds that little extra, but oof, the oxtail is really the star. I think the cocoa bread really brings it all together. That soft cocoa bread is amazing.
Now you grew up in Queens. You said that West Indian food, cocoa bread, beef patties, all this stuff you had.
Oh yeah, so even like as a kid, I always love eating patties, either it's at home or at the pizza shops where you would get it, they would cut it open, they would add mozzarella cheese if you like, pepperoni. That's what the owner, he said he likes it that way best. I think it's just taken to a whole nother level here with the West Indian flavors.
Bodegas and delis like this one are really getting a lot of attention, where in the past, it was just something that was local to you.
You could tell that there's a lot of care and love is put into this.
This deli came about because I really wanted to open up a restaurant so people could taste my dad's food. I first originally made the mac patty one night after work. And when I cut it open, it looked so appealing. And I told my sister, I'm like, post this on the business page and let's see if people are gonna come for it. The next day I opened, a girl walked in and she bought a mac patty. And then after that, a bunch of influencers came to start trying the original mac patty. And one day a girl came in here and she asked for oxtail gravy on it. And then the guy behind her was like, hey, can you do that too for mine? And I was like, yeah, we got something here. And then I told my aunties and uncle that I need veggie patties, I need the shrimp patties, I need chicken patties. We're about to start trying to make a goat patty.
That's incredible. As much as I like the oxtail, I think the curry goat, I like it even better.
Why do you think the oxtail took off?
All that oozing gravy on top. You know, social media, sandwiches that are very like dripping, liquid, kind of like that, they always blow up. Like oozy eggs, things like that. So I'm not surprised about it.
Jerk chicken's phenomenal. A little spicier than the oxtail. I personally like the oxtail a little bit better, but I mean, you can't go wrong with any of these three picks here. This definitely might be the best sandwich I've ever had at a deli in New York City. Greg, what do you think? Top 5 for you?
Oh, absolutely. I'm a huge fan of West Indian food. Take it to another level with bolder flavors and just a lot of love put into it. I love what's going on here. I love what he's doing.
It's like so many people say when they get off of JFK, this is one of their first stops they come to because it's so close and the food is so good.
You know, I always tell people, try pizza when you first get to the city. I say try Dat's Deli first. That would be a really cool move.
Try something different, you know?
From the new school to the old school, we've got the sandwich king of Astoria.
Sal, Chris, and Charlie is an Astoria legend. It's been here for as long as I can remember. I grew up in Astoria. It's been here for very many years. Go-to spot for your classic deli sandwiches. Very popular with blue-collar workers. You have cops, construction workers. Oh, we just smell those deli meats. You see all these jars of peppers, too.
Peppers, that's the first thing I know. It's definitely peppers. All right, still one bomb.
Everything?
Everything, yeah.
Oh my God. What is this?
You know what you're getting yourself into, huh?
Look at that.
3 pounds, I've been told. Oh man, dude, feel this.
Each sandwich is 3/4 of a pound. Basically, each piece is a sandwich.
For $17, I think it's a great value. We've got thinly sliced ham, turkey, roast beef, pastrami, mortadella, pepperoni, provolone cheese, American cheese, lettuce, tomato, onions, hot and sweet roasted peppers, mayo, mustard, olive oil, and vinegar. I lost count of how many ingredients we just had there.
Crazy.
We're talking about social media. I saw one TikTok that labeled this the most aggressive sandwich in New York City.
I don't know, it's like organized chaos. If you were to make this at home, you wouldn't be able to make it like this.
I don't know how you're gonna get all this in one bite. We can certainly try.
Yeah.
Let's take a bite. I can't even tell you what I just had, but it was basically like putting an entire deli into one bite, like mixing every cold cut you've ever heard of.
Like the amount of meat and cheese is very heavy, but I like this. You do get that creaminess of the mayo in there. You get the crunchy peppers. It just works well.
They created this before social media was really a thing. This isn't something that they just came up with because they want new people to come. They're like an established spot in Astoria.
Oh yeah. So they open at 5. You can either be a responsible adult going to work, or you can be a degenerate after going out partying all night and get one of these and it'll hit the spot.
And you said you did it last summer, right? This is like surprisingly satisfying right now. Actually,
Really
this is
is.
the second time I've had this, and this is way better than I remember it. Best way to eat this, in my opinion, take it home, have a plate, get a fork and knife ready for the end of it. This is tough to hold together. What do you think?
I think I'm just lucky I had this end piece here, so it's kind of staying together a little bit better. What makes a sandwich really special too is the bread. It's just perfectly crispy, but not too hard. It really holds it together. With this much inside, it absorbs all the sauce, all the meat and cheese really well. Which is the reason why they are the sandwich king of Astoria. They're pros.
All right, so Greg is my go-to food insider in New York City, and if you want some of his knowledge, take his Queens street food tour. Link down below in the description. He will show you some of the best spots in Jackson Heights, Queens. It's like eating all over the world. Give it a look.
Love to have you. Come join me, please. Love to host you around Jackson Heights.
Another new school spot here, notable in Astoria, just a mile from our last stop, and they are famous right now for the Jamaican fusion sandwiches.
That already sounds incredible. I love Jamaican food. Let's see what these fusion sandwiches are all about.
Blowing up right now on social, blowing up. All right, you can just tell how new this is, but you looked up there and you saw something that I didn't even think about.
Double R. That's the old entry back in the day. I like how that's the old 30th Ave Crescent Street. They even have Ting. That's Jamaican soda, grapefruit soda. Good stuff.
I used to work in the hospital. Work in the hospital for like 18 years. To hang out here every day. A friend of mine used to own a store before. So when he decided that he didn't want to do it anymore, me and a very close friend of mine, Jeff, we don't want the space to go to waste. So we both just came together, keep the American deli, but just a little fusion on it. Lived in Astoria all his life. I grew up in Jamaica. So we just blended the two, and you know, the notable was born.
What's the impact been of social media in bringing you a lot of business?
Listen, man, hungry artists, Johnny Eats, I'm no lie, it's probably a 50% jump in business since Johnny and Justin came. People came from Boston, everybody comes from Long Island, Brooklyn, the whole New York City been here to support us. It's been pretty good.
They're letting us try a little bit of the oxtail empanada before we eat our sandwich.
Looks amazing. Banana's nice and crispy, nice flavor, and the oxtail very juicy and tender.
I was about to say, I don't know where I like more, the empanada itself or the oxtail. Both are fantastic.
My mom made us learn how to cook. She showed us how to do the jerk chicken. I love cocoa bread, and I love roasted red peppers, so I just threw that in there, and that's how the Jamrock Chop was born. For the Jamaica me crazy. I think the KFC in Jamaica have the best chicken and the best coleslaw. Thousand Island dressing has that sweet taste, and the coleslaw has that sweet taste. So we just put coleslaw and the jerk chicken together. So, you know, you have the sweet and a little bit of spicy with the jerk chicken.
Look how much meat is in here. It's on that cocoa bread. The cocoa bread is very soft, but it's been pressed down on a panini press. It's got those marks on top. Oof. Jerk chicken, legitimately one of my most favorite things to eat in the world. Let's give it a shot. Chicken is very smoky, and it's got that jerk sauce on top. I love that cocoa bread though. It's just so soft and spongy. You mix that all together. Get those little crunchy peppers in there. Got a nice bit of heat in here. I love it.
So instead of chopped up steak, We've got oxtail with a jack cheese, peppers, a secret menu item. They only have oxtail Philly cheesesteak and oxtail quesadillas available on Thursdays. This is just calling my name right now. It's just so much softer than your typical Philly cheesesteak with a cocoa bread. And the oxtail, a little spicy, got the peppers. Oh, a very interesting play on the Philly cheesesteak, and one that I really like a lot. Also important to note, we are standing outside of Notable.
No table. No tables here, we're standing and eating.
Good eats, no seats. Greg mentioned before how they have a lot of Jamaican drinks in there. We're trying this sorrel drink. This reminds me of a Jamaica I've had in Mexico.
It's the hibiscus flower, a bit of ginger, really nice. It goes perfectly with sandwiches.
Instead of word of mouth now, I think it's just like sharing an Instagram reel or a YouTube video. If you like my videos, do share them with people and say, check this spot out. And Notable, I mean, they are notable, all right, for having incredible sandwiches. And you were telling me that not so easy to find Jamaican food in Astoria, right?
Nearly impossible until this spot opened up. The versus Astoria, Jackson Heights area is, we did not really have West Indian food, but now the Jamaican spot right here in Astoria. Definitely be back.
Today we're going on a food crawl in Flushing, Queens, New York City, home to the world's largest Chinatown. We'll be joined by a native New Yorker who will show us where to go and what to order like a local. Hope you brought your appetites. We're gonna eat. Well, the cool thing about today's tour is that the first stop is literally steps away from the subway.
I mean, New Flushing Bakery is an iconic breakfast spot. They're really known for the egg tarts, also their Macau-style or Portuguese-style egg tarts. Comes out fresh in the morning, so we're here, first stop.
Which one do you recommend we eat?
We gotta get both, because it's a little different.
Okay, we'll do both. I've had both separately in the New York Chinatowns.
Yeah.
I've never done both at the same time to compare them though.
3个 pot tart, 4个蛋挞，谢谢。
5 pounds of egg tarts here, ready to rock.
It's different because the top is actually bruleed and caramelized, and actually in Cantonese they call it pot tart.
Okay.
And the po is because there's some Portuguese influence, because these came from Macau, and they made their way towards Hong Kong eventually, and it's really popular over there too.
All right, so this is one of the breakfast staples of Flushing, Queens, Chinatown. Let's take a bite. This is as good as I remember it. Not the first time I've been to New Flushing Bakery. So crumbly, it's just very delicate.
I think it takes a lot of skill to make this. Personally, I don't know how to make this at home, but like you said, it's delicate, it's eggy, but very balanced.
It's a little messy to eat on the street. I wouldn't recommend you downing this in one bite. But it's so good.
That's funny.
We're gonna time it by the flights. Filming in Manhattan, it's all about the buses and like the street noise. Here, it's about LaGuardia Airport, like non-stop planes flying overhead. I feel like your average American, when they think about Chinese food, they're probably gonna overlook the breakfast staples. They usually just look at like your standard dinner options.
There's a lot of different Chinese breakfasts. I mean, this is a good example, right? But I would say classic Chinese dessert manner.
Yeah.
It's not too sweet. A lot of Chinese people, that's how they compliment dessert. They say it's not too sweet. If it is too sweet, they start to think that it's a little too much, but.
Which is the opposite of American donuts for breakfast, for example. You want it super sweet. This looks a little bit more delicate in the middle, like it's gonna ooze out.
There's different styles. Sometimes it's more of a full crust.
Yeah.
You can tell this one, again, is like very layered. These are usually more simple. There's no brulee or caramelization on the top.
It's a lot simpler, I would say.
It's eggier and more dense.
Yeah, just gets right to the point with the egg.
If you're someone that actually prefers simple foods, I think this is the way to go.
If I was to eat one of these every morning, probably be this.
I agree with that. If I want to indulge in one, I'm going with the Macau Portuguese style.
Yeah.
But this is just classic. You can eat this every day.
So you've been coming here since you were how old?
4 or 5, maybe. My mom would bring me to her spots, the spots she likes. But I feel like as an adult, I've tried to explore a little bit more on my own.
Do you think it's changed at all?
I think there's a lot of new like real estate projects here. Park Hotel over there and Skyview Mall, when that came up, was like the big development. And I remember the first one was Queens Crossing, right on Main. Yeah.
They got the most popular item right in the front.
Yeah, this is their chili oil wontons, and everybody comes here for this. This is White Bear. Hi, can we get one order of number 6? Sorry, shisha.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Winning. I've been to this park before. I know exactly.
We used to come here as like high schoolers, and for whatever reason, we used to call it TB, but I don't know what TB stood for. Whew, this is hot. You gotta wear gloves for this.
I got some of the oils already coming out of my hands here.
That's how you know it's gonna be good.
I actually think this is one of the most popular dishes on TikTok and Instagram from Flushing, Queens, the wontons with chili oil on top.
It's on every like Flushing food crawl list, essentially.
Yeah. I've even had this before. I know the price has gone up a little bit, but what prices haven't gone up in this city lately?
Yeah, inflation's everywhere.
We got a boiled wonton with chili oil.
Yeah, Northern Chinese essentially, and it's really good. I think that's what makes Flushing special.
Yeah.
There's a lot of mainland Chinese spots in Manhattan, Chinatown, which is probably, I would say, probably more popular. It's pretty homogenously Cantonese.
Definitely a lot of cool foods to try out here. All right, let's give this a go.
Cheers.
Let's take a bite. You know, soft, chewy. Chili's not that spicy, I'd have to say. I think it was a little spicier the last time I tried it, but it's just a perfect snack for sharing with friends.
They've definitely made their chili oil more mild over the years, but I think it's still really delicious. These are pork-based. You see chives in there, scallion as well. I would assume there's probably minced ginger in here as well.
Yeah, if you want more of the oil, you can just dip your wonton right there.
What I do like about this is that, you know, with the Sichuan peppercorn, it's more of a numbing spice, right? It kind of sits on your taste buds and kind of stays there subtly, as opposed to maybe like a Nashville hot chicken. Like you eat that instantly, it's fire breathing down your throat. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
This is better. Now, if you're watching and never been to New York before, it's about 22 minutes from Grand Central on the LIRR to get to Flushing, 35 minutes or so on the 7 train from Midtown. Do you think this should be on every tourist radar?
I do think so, because I think it's the culmination of the true New Yorker experience. Being born and raised in New York, the reason why I've stayed is I love the diversity. There's a lot of accessibility here. We're really lucky for that. And for me, it's like, you could get a different flavor of what our Chinatowns look like. I mean, there's Manhattan Chinatown, and thinking about New York, Manhattans and Flushings are the biggest, but they offer different things.
The crazy thing is today's video is basically 3 blocks. We are showing you the easiest possible food crawl in Flushing, but as the title of his video says, this is the world's largest Chinatown. This goes blocks upon blocks upon blocks. You could spend years and not see everything.
And that's, to your point, that's how dense it is. That's how much is going on here. I mean, when you look across the street, there's just stores on stores on stores, and there's everything. You mean, there's a crab house over there. There's literally Flushing ice cream factory over there. It's pretty much endless.
Got a Malaysian restaurant.
Yeah, it's endless.
Well, this is easy. Our next stop is right across the street.
Yeah, it's right there.
All right, so this is one of the best grab-and-go street foods in all of Flushing.
$2.50 Peking duck buns.
Normally, you don't equate duck with being cheap.
No, not at all. And it's like really just paired on the spot. We're just doing it right now.
Oh, that's it?
Oh, perfect.
Thank you.
Oh, that's hot.
It's as hot as the chili oil. Ooh.
We got the Peking duck bows for $2.50. Usually with Peking duck, the skin needs to be crispy, so they actually use air pressure to essentially blow air under the skin and prepare it. But they were cutting this up right there. You know, this is one of the most popular stalls in Flushing, so let's give it a go.
For me, this is just like greatest hits of Flushing. I have been here before. It's never let me down.
Yeah.
Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go.
Yeah.
You know what I really like? The sweet glaze on top of the duck. I love sweeter foods like that.
Essentially like a really thick honey maltose goes on the skin. And then you got hoisin sauce right here, giving it that sweetness. I mean, I crushed my duck, it's gone.
$2.50, gone in 2 bites.
Well, you're more civilized than I am.
Normally it's not true. You know, it could be a little bit messy with some of the sauce. What I find so interesting about this is you think of duck in a lot of cuisine, let's say like a French restaurant, that's one of the more expensive items on the menu. Here, $2.50.
And they also have the option of just straight up getting their roast duck, which is different from Peking duck, but get that over rice and it's a meal, and it's not that expensive.
And again, this sticks to our street food theme of the day. You can just grab this and go, like bring this home for everybody. All right, you guys are in luck. Next 2 stops are inside this food hall. After you.
It's gonna be great to go inside.
I love food halls like this. Love them, love them.
Trying to find the spot. Where is it?
I think it's in here.
Let's look again. Maybe it's not in here. we walked right by it.
We're looking all over for it. It's right in front.
So this is my first time here as well, but I think it's really awesome that there's a Salping place in Flushing, and also this is, again, Northern Chinese food. I think it'd be hard to find this in Chinatown, Manhattan Chinatown.
Yeah,
that is.
And the favorite thing for me is I have never tried a Xiaobing before, so Living in New York City, you have opportunities to try foods from other countries, other cultures on a daily basis.
三个这个，而且3个红豆饼。
可以。
Yeah， 谢谢。Yeah, so sao bing, what it directly translates to, sao means like roasted, right? And bing means flatbread. You know, people do it in different ways. This is essentially a roasted or baked sao bing.
So this is my first time ever trying a xiao bing. I didn't even know what this was until today. And we're showing you the sweet version first. We're gonna go backwards. We're gonna start with dessert.
So this type I've never had because she said there's sticky rice in here.
Okay. All right, let's discover this. By the looks of this, I was actually expecting this to be a lot sweeter and like more sugary than it is. It's really interesting. It's crispy on the outside, tender on the inside, like nothing I've really ever had before.
We also ordered the red bean paste filling. For people that have had that, it's actually kind of similar, but imagine a rice texture that's sticky.
She led us back there to film. She like stopped operations, had no idea who we were. I thought that was so cool. That's so local here.
We were saying she was doing everything, taking orders, rolling out the dough, putting the dough into the oven, egg washing the dough. It was incredible.
Love that about Flushing. So many small little family-owned businesses like that.
Yeah, and it's completely homegrown, and I think that's what makes it special, right? That's what keeps this community going.
Thank you so much. Wow. So sometimes when we make these videos, we don't tell them we're coming and the owners just get excited. So this is a sauce aroma pancake. I'm not even sure what is in this, and that's half the fun right now. I'm just gonna try this. It tastes kind of like a focaccia bread. Like it's giving me Italian vibes, but a little spicier. Justin, I want your take on this.
Damn, this is really good. I feel like it has layers to it. The texture, that can't be easily achieved. And also, it seems like a sweet and spicy sauce. It seems like there was also bacon bits in here. There's also scallions in here. Like, and watching her make it, I was like a kid in a candy store, just, the way she was making it was incredible.
It's like your grandma was just cooking in the back. My favorite things I've ever had in Flushing, hands down.
My brain synapse is firing off because I've never had this before.
Oh. So hot that we have to like double wrap the bottom to even hold it. And I was joking off camera, this is like a, I don't know, Chinese calzone, stuffed on the interior, got lamb cumin. All right, let's try this. I actually didn't even get any of the lamb in my first bite, and I'm happy about that because now we're letting it air out a little bit. The little onions on top of the lamb, cumin flavor's excellent. This is so interesting, a xiao bing, because I'm fine with meat being stuffed into something. I'm used to that, but all the juices, that's what's keeping this piping hot.
You know, what's amazing about this is really, I think, again, the texture, the fact that there's soup inside, there's really meaty filling in there, but then you get this flakiness on the outside. I mean, this is worth burning your hand for. I've already done it 5 times since we've been here, but it's delicious.
That's the theme of today's video. Everything's been piping hot.
Yeah.
It's kind of like eating a soup dumpling too quickly if you don't know any better. The hot soup squirts out.
Absolutely.
Flushing, Queens, you can find like almost every type of Chinese food imaginable. Ooh, xiao bings. I want to let everybody know Justin runs a really great account, Hungry Artist NY. Tell people about yourself, where to find you.
It's at Hungry Artist NY. I'm a New York City-based food content creator and artist. I actually illustrate foods as well as tell food stories, and it's great to be on today.
If people want to buy your art, put a link in the description.
Yep, it's hungryartistny.com, but link down below.
Next stop is right next door. This is the easiest commute ever.
Can we get #1 signature?
This place has by far the longest line and most people waiting, for good reason. We got the signature Joe's Steam rice roll, and you can tell we're in the right spot. Even Anthony Bourdain ate at the original, so that doesn't say something, I don't know what does.
This looks like it has beef, pork, shrimp, dried shrimp that is. It's also layered in the steamed rice roll exterior, which John referred to. It's soft, but it really has a pull to it, and that's because of the starch in the dough that they use. And it's topped with sesame seeds.
Let's give it a whirl. Let's try it.
All right, cheers, man.
Cheers. Oh, I know it's popular, but definitely one of the best steamed rice rolls I've ever had in New York City.
It's popular for a reason, and I forgot to mention there is fried egg in here as well, and vegetables. I would say it's a very balanced meal. Like it doesn't make you feel too heavy, and the sauce on it's fantastic.
The best part is you get to season it yourself. You can use their in-house soy sauce, or if you're a little bit more adventurous, some of the hot chili oil right here.
There's also doenjang vinegar, which is black vinegar. All right, I love spicy food, so definitely got to give a little hot chili.
I want to try a little. I'd say medium heat.
But I really like it. It's really balanced. I mean, it's not that spicy like John said, but I like it. The flavor's there. It's really nice.
Both of us said we were so full, and we've suddenly grown second stomachs for this.
I got second wind. I'll probably regret this later
me too.
from being a full perspective, but yeah.
One of my favorite things about coming to Flushing is these little food stalls, these markets. I can't think of too many other places in New York City that even have this.
I mean, there's some in Manhattan, Chinatown, but it's pretty rare to find. And I would say this is reminiscent of what you see in Asian countries, like when I was in Hong Kong, and this is what we saw there on a much larger scale, but this really reminds a lot of people of home, and it's cozy and it's intimate.
It really is like traveling without leaving New York City. That's the magic of the 7 train. 35 minutes from Midtown, you're here. Today we'll be feasting our way through the world's most diverse neighborhoods, sampling food trucks from around the world, and the results may just surprise you. Will we uncover culinary gold and find the best street food in the city? Let's find out. I've got Greg, native New Yorker, local food guide, and the first truck we are going to, maybe the most unique in all New York City.
Yeah, so it's actually a Paraguayan Venezuelan truck. Paraguayan food is already very hard to find in New York, so I'm very excited to check this out and try it out.
This is fusion Paraguayan Venezuela street food because my wife is from Venezuela, so we're making a fusion for both countries.
Gracias. All right, man. That burger looks cooked perfectly. It's like perfectly like medium rare, just how I like it. Look at all the layers.
Well, that's why they call it La Mostra. This is a show. This Mostra sandwich is a microcosm for my life, just a complete mess. But
double burger here. We have cheese, we have egg, we have chorizo, there's chicken, I believe, in here. 4 different sauces, lettuce, tomato, this nice looking bun here.
If you can keep this all together like Greg's doing, I'll be impressed.
Let's do it.
I got a big part of the burger there. I would have just enjoyed the burger by itself. It's that good. Cooked about medium rare, medium, like, I've tried a couple of the meats right now. I think each of them could hold their own.
Chorizo's very nice in here. I think that's the one thing that's missing is just about 5, 6, 7 plus beers in, and having this after would be perfect. This is the ultimate, I think, after drinking food. I just got a nice bite of garlicky flavor in that chorizo. It's very nice.
Also, I have to say, how obnoxious of us is it to be eating this in front of a Planet Fitness?
If you're a bodybuilder, so if you want to bulk up, a lot of protein in here.
With all the food involved today, I really thought, I'll take a few bites of this, I'll save it for later, I'll bring it home, but here we are scarfing it down. It's like we can't stop. This is an addicting sandwich.
It really is.
The bread, fantastic. All those juices, the runny egg, it's all soaked in.
I love the way it was cooked perfectly too, like really adds to it.
I'll say I didn't have Venezuela and Paraguay on my dance card for a combination food truck, and we are eating the Venezuelan part of the truck right now with La Mostra. And that's really popping up a lot in Jackson Heights. A, Venezuelan food, B, humongous sandwiches, right?
So I'll say like another big trend around here in Jackson Heights especially are extravagant burgers with multiple meats on it like this one. So you see a lot of like Colombian burger trucks, Venezuelan burger, now you have here. But they set up outside a lot of bars and clubs on Northern Boulevard at night until 5 a.m. some nights.
So this is the location on Roosevelt Ave till 6 p.m. You want to go late night till 5 a.m. As Greg said, Northern Boulevard.
You whacked this already? I thought I ate fast, wow.
All right, sandwich de lomito, the steak sandwich, and this is the Paraguayan classic.
Yeah, from Paraguay. So I was watching an episode of Anthony Bourdain. He ate this very late night after drinking. Very thinly sliced steak with egg, ham, cheese, and bun is pressed on the bottom.
The runny egg on top as well, which I think is the missing link on any good sandwich. All right, let's rock, let's try it. I mean, just like La Mostra, there is a lot going on in here, but I don't know. I think growing up in the US, you eat a steak sandwich, you eat a burger, you're not adding ham, you're not adding an egg, and it really does make a difference.
It does. And I do like the sauce here. It's very garlicky. The steak is more, it's a little bit of chew to it, but it's meant to be that way because it's thin slice. It actually feels a lot lighter than what we just ate. That's what's crazy comparatively.
This is the ultimate drinking food, I'm telling you, man. Next time, we're gonna go like at 3 or 4 in the morning, late night street food in Queens. 41 bucks here, and this is like enough food to last for 2 meals, I would say.
Oh, easily.
I mean, the owner was telling us, but this is one of the coolest looking trucks. Like, people are just walking by, snapping photos of this.
Elements of Paraguay and Venezuela are incorporated into the artwork.
For anyone who didn't know, Jackson Heights is the most diverse neighborhood, I'll say, on planet Earth. We've got 200 different languages spoken today in Queens, and Fushka House, I think, is a perfect stop.
It is. It's a really popular cart. They actually have 2 locations on this block, and this block has 5 different carts selling similar dishes from Bangladesh.
Fushka Alley here and rename the
We're gonna have to
street.
rename the street, yeah.
I ended up way over at Brendan and Cars.
Yeah?
Eh,
You didn't like it?
nah, the whole roast beef excursion took me a day to stick to Jackson Heights.
Take Jackson Heights?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, that's where
he
we
knows
are.
what's up.
He knows.
What's up. All right, guys.
Take care. Everyone's a critic, huh? Enjoy. Thank you. All right, let's go eat it. Let's go eat. Now, I've done the fushka thing so many times with you and others, but this is my first time eating bell puri. We got two things I've never tried before. Let's go through them.
Yeah, bell puri is very interesting. It's very thin, fried on the bottom. There's chickpea spread on top. There's tamarind sauce. There's cucumber, a little bit of cilantro, chopped red onion. Now, not every cart here sells this either.
I'm only saying this because my wife is from Mexico, but it looks a little bit like a tostada, like a Bengali
what you
tostada.
mean. Yeah,
So
do it.
let's do this. A lot of the seasonings and flavors that I'm used to from the fushka, but a completely different surface. Just that crunchy surface of this, of the bell puri, is just phenomenal.
It reminds me a lot, flavor-wise, of doubles, except it's not in a sandwich form, and that it's more like open-faced and crispy, because you do have the chickpeas and tamarind and the cucumber in there. Very similar taste.
I'm telling you, the Bengalis know how to do flavor. Like, it's just right. There's so much of it, it all works very well together.
Just a textural masterpiece, too. You have sweet, sour, spicy. You have crunch from multiple things, not just the shell, but also the cucumber.
And you finish that in like 20 seconds.
I could have finished it even faster than that.
I don't know if I can think of much better value for 13 bucks in New York than two foods we got right here on the street. Vegetarian as well.
Everything they serve here is vegetarian.
Well, we kind of alluded to it before, but Bangladesh Street, did they add that recently?
Yeah, that's pretty recent. This block has so many Bangladeshi businesses, like culminating on this block with all these Bangladeshi street food carts.
Lately on weekends, you're starting to see people who aren't necessarily locals at Jackson Heights coming and doing these little informal food tours, right?
Yeah, I've been seeing more people slowly. I mean, this is not really a heavily touristed area, but people are slowly starting to realize all the great food we have here in Queens, especially Jackson Heights.
I don't know what's taking them so long, but yeah. All right, so this is more of a dessert, right?
It's like sweet and savory.
Definitely not your typical dessert, I have to say, but that's really, really good.
It's got a bit of mustard oil in there, a little bit of masala spice, and the mango itself is actually more ripe, so it's a little sweeter. Some of the other mango chaat you get around here is more of the crunchy green mango. I actually like the sweet one with this pairing, so you get sweet, savory, a little spicy.
Look at the speed of this guy eating. You've clearly been here a few times.
Does it remind you all like Mexican, like you have like mango with like tahini, chamoy kind of thing?
Yeah, I actually could see that for sure. It's amazing when you eat so many different foods from different countries, you start to see little similarities.
I like the sweet and savory mango combination
Yeah.
in several countries. It always works out well.
So the owner brought out some chais for us just on the house, something that you can also order here. A palate cleanser, right?
Just the right amount of sweetness, creamy. A little bit of that underlying spice too, a little bit of that clove, cardamom, ginger.
I don't think there's anything we had here that didn't have a lot of spice in it. Greg, they say that New York has cuisine from every country in the world, and I think this food truck is a perfect example of that.
For sure. This is the first Bhutanese food truck in New York City, maybe even the world. I mean, Bhutan's a very small country, Himalayas, very interesting food. Excited to show you the spot.
Tibetan people and Buddhist people use this kind of thing at the bowl, you know. I believe so. It can bring a good luck, you know. From great parents from Bhutan, but I was born in India.
What does Emma Dotsi mean?
Emo is chili. Dati is the cheese.
Is there a big Bhutanese population here?
Not more than
Is there any part of the U.S. that has a lot of Bhutanese, like more Bhutanese people?
New York City is more.
New York City's the most?
I'm thinking we gotta go with the amadachi. It is the national dish, yeah. And spicy is good.
The spice is
Spicy, yeah.
I mean, well, am I gonna handle it? I mean, medium. You know, I can honestly say I have never eaten Bhutanese food in my life. I'm guessing most of my viewers probably haven't either. That's Greg's patented move if you haven't learned yet. Not going on here. We heard the national dish of Bhutan. Why do you like this so much?
I think it's just something very unique. It has cheese, butter. This one actually has the green chilies, but you can get it with different meats. There's a lot of options here.
Fun fact, Bhutan is one of the only countries in the entire world that uses chili as a vegetable, not as a spice. All my vegetarians watching, this is for you.
You have this really nice red rice here, which has like a nice earthier flavor. And on the side here, you have it's called ize. This is like a green chili with supposed to be like a special Bhutanese cheese, but don't have it here, so they actually swap in feta cheese.
We've been instructed to mix every single thing together. Oh, it's not too spicy for me.
This chili is they say not spicy.
For the Bhutanese, okay.
Yeah, organic red chili.
That's spicier.
Definitely feeling the heat. A lot of flavor though, and really different than I was expecting.
What I really get right away is the crunch of the peppers. I love the texture of it. There's actually the two types of cheese, the feta from the Ize and then the other cheese from the emadashi itself. It's not as heavy as you'd think, considering there's cheese and butter in here.
When was the first time you tried this food?
I tried this like a while back. There was a Bhutanese restaurant not far from here in Bayside, but I actually like it even more at the truck.
I think this is an excellent value too for 10 bucks. All this food, trying something different. It's interesting because I see momos, which are very Tibetan. I see a dosa hybrid of food here.
But the nice thing is it's a lot of strictly Bhutanese dishes here. So you have a lot of the variations of emadashi. You can get it with beef or pork, potato, mushroom, or the green chilies. So something for everybody. If you're vegetarian or if you like meat, you have both options.
If you like the street food you saw in this video and you want to come explore Jackson Heights in person, check out Greg's Food Tours, link down below in the description. I have had so many of you go on them and tell me it was the highlight of your trip. Give it a look.
Yeah, please come join us. Love to have you on a tour.
There's a reason they call Jackson Heights Himalaya Heights amongst its many nicknames, and a truck like this, I think, shows that.
Definitely. So this is a Tibetan momo truck, so there's a big Tibetan, Nepali, and smaller Bhutanese community here, all in the Himalayas.
They're really known for their momos, which if you've never had one before, could possibly change your life.
You can't really have momos like the Tibetan style in there, the taste, everything-wise. A lot of momos here, if you like open it, you see a lot of onions, other ingredients there. But for us, we don't have that. We don't put that. So we're actually nomad before. So it's like meat eater, right? But the way people judge momo is like the skin. The thinner the skin is the better momo it is. The skin is not we buy from the supermarket. We actually everything from scratch, man.
You get one fried beef momo.
This is how like normal people eat, right? So you go like, look.
So normal people do hot sauce.
Yeah. You see?
Thank you. I gotta do it.
I gotta tell you that one of the unintended consequences of all these food videos with you is that my spice and heat tolerance is going up, up, up.
True, it's like working out. You gotta strengthen the spice tolerance muscle.
Yeah, it's a muscle. I guess we'd call it that. And speaking of spice tolerance, pan-fried beef momos.
Yeah, they're beef, and the outside there's hot sauce and there's a white sauce. So it's like a yogurt sauce, kind of cool it down with the spice. And these are pan-fried to order, which is amazing. Rare to find that.
I think he's taking the motorcycle to the subway.
So it's very rare to find pan-fried momos in a truck made to order like this. Usually you just get them steamed.
Looks like a bite. That beef, perfectly moist, juicy, complement of the white sauce with the hot sauce, perfect.
I really like this hot sauce that has a bit of that Sichuan peppercorn. It has that little bit of a numbing, like mala element to it. Then you mix it with that yogurt sauce, kind of cool it off a little bit. Then the juicy beef, the skin's not too thick, and pan-fried to order, you get that little crisp on the bottom. Really well-rounded, delicious momo.
Momos are to Jackson Heights what a dumpling is to Chinatown. There are so many momo spots. They even have momo crawls of the Momo Championship, right?
Yeah, there's like over 30 places you can get momos, whether it's Jackson Heights, Elmhurst, Woodside, all in this area. Incredible.
Just so fun, just hanging out, eating at street food trucks from around the world, man. I can't think of anything that would personify a day in New York better than this. I'm not going to Times Square. Coming to eat here, the owners are so friendly. They're just so proud of their nation's food.
That's the difference when you come to a neighbor like Jackson Heights versus somewhere like in Times Square. You know, there's people who really care about the food, and the quality of food's very high. They're making it for locals. They're not gearing to tourists.
We're going to New York's best neighborhood for Mexican street food. I'm talking mouth-watering tacos, semitas, quesadillas, and more to show you why New York's Mexican food game is seriously underrated. Hope you brought your appetites. I've got Greg, my native New Yorker, Queens food insider, and Birrialandia is changing the game here in Jackson Heights.
Oh yeah, they're the first. They changed the game in New York City tacos, period. Like, started here, now they have 4 trucks around the city.
All right, you can tell they're serious about their tacos when they have their own bouncer.
Y la idea la empezó en la casa cocinando durante varios años y de un día para otro dijo, pues vamos a intentarlo, venderle a la gente, que la gente pruebe nuestros tacos y parece que fue muy popular porque hemos tenido bastante audiencia.
Birria from Birrialandia, often imitated, never duplicated. These were the first people to do birria in New York City.
Yeah, they opened here in 2019. They got 2 stars from the New York Times. The same critic gave Peter Luger, the famous steakhouse, 0 stars.
Now, for anyone who has never had birria before, we've got birria de res, we have beef with cilantro, onion, salsa, and the consomme.
Yeah.
All right, you can't forget the consomme.
Never.
The best part's dipping in the consomme by far.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, give it a good dip. Can't be shy. There we go.
All right, let's take a big bite. I've been dreaming about this bite. If anyone ever asks me where's the best taco in New York City, I say right here. I cannot think of a better taco in New York City. So juicy, so delicious, worth the trek to Queens, or in Manhattan, or in Brooklyn, wherever you are.
Or the Bronx.
Or the Bronx. This is next level. This is like game-changing tacos.
Yeah, I agree. Best in New York City for sure. The taste is great as it has every single time. I love that crispy shell, the tender, juicy meat, just the right amount of spice in here. Phenomenal.
You actually look in the consomme, look at the chunks of beef that you are dipping your birria into. You could eat the consomme on the side. I think I'd be very satisfied if this was all I ate. This was my meal, just the consomme itself. There's a reason there's always a super long line here at Birrialandia. There's a very good reason for it. And if you've never had a birria taco before in New York City, find your nearest Birrialandia and like, what are you waiting for? So that was very cool. The whole truck just came out to take a photo with us because back in 2019, we were the first people ever on social media to include them in a video before even the New York Times. So we're very proud of that and very proud of how successful they've become. So that was a cool moment right there. I could smell this food truck half block away. Any good street food tour needs a sandwich, and this isn't Katz's Deli, not a tourist in sight.
Far from it. This truck, Tio Julia, has been here for years. It's a gem in this neighborhood. Like one of my favorite sandwiches in all of New York City, the samita. Dos samita milanesa de pollo. Por favor, corta dos pedazos, por favor.
You can tell we're in the right spot. We've got a Spanish telenovela playing behind us. So that's the first indicator. And it's $10 for a samita. You've got $10 worth of avocado sticking out of that thing.
This thing is incredible. I mean, it's got so much going on in here. You have the Oaxaca cheese, you have the milanesa de pollo, so like very thin breaded chicken. You have the chipotle, you have beans, and you also have the papalo leaf. That's really what gives it like, I can't even describe that flavor. It's just extra oomph in here, but that chipotle, oh, I can't even talk about it anymore. We just gotta eat.
All right, bon appetit. I needed 3 bites. Milanesa, first thing, the chicken. Breaded chicken, fantastic. So much flavor. There's a little spiciness too. The chipotle. This takes your average boring American sandwich and it just gives it a kick in the butt. Oh.
I love the creaminess. You got creaminess of avocado, creaminess of the cheese, a little bit of mayo in there, but then that papalo leaf hits you. Oh.
So you'll call this one of the best sandwiches in New York City right here?
Easily.
A little treat, Cafe de Olla.
Yep.
What is
Cafe
this?
de Olla. So it's got cinnamon in here. That's really like, I remember drinking this in markets in Mexico City. I love it for breakfast, but I love it even this time in the evening. Nice and warming.
Oh yeah.
Perk us up for the rest of the food we're gonna eat.
Perking us up, and I can feel how caffeinated it is, and I taste just that hint of sweetness. You can just stop by here for a coffee if you don't have an appetite.
I've done it, yeah.
Look at this line forming. Would you say this is one of the most popular street food trucks in Jacksonites, Elmhurst?
It is, yeah, and it's been here for a long time. They've been just consistently delicious too.
Consistently delicious. That's important in New York. If you are not consistently good, people will find another spot. All right, what I find interesting about Las Quesadillas is normally quesadillas aren't something that are featured so much on a menu. It just happens to be there, but these guys specialize in it.
Oh yeah, they've been here for a while too. They actually were used to be a cart, and now they're a full-size truck. They just got this truck recently. So they've been a neighborhood staple for a while. We love them.
And only $3.50. Hola. Me gustaría ordenar una quesadilla con tinga y una de mole y un tlacoyo. Yeah, tlacoyo frijol. That's it. Remember what I said about coming at Jacksonites to practice your Spanish? Well, they have an English menu as a QR code, but the main menu only in Espanol. Wow. Woo! Look Look at this. I mean, this is pretty standard issue quesadilla, right?
Yeah, what I love at this spot, they make everything fresh here. You can really just smell the aroma of that corn when they make this. It's, oh.
All right, vamos. I feel like I'm at my Mexican aunt's house, and she just cooked this up a few minutes ago in the kitchen. Tastes homemade.
I totally agree with you. This really has that homemade taste. It just like put a lot of love into this. Something about the masa here, you really just get that nice corn flavor that really stands out. It's very light too. There's something more like a snack.
You know what I really love about coming to Roosevelt Ave, Jackson Heights? It's the vibe you get on this street. There's so many lights. There's music playing from everywhere, cars honking, the train flying through every few minutes. It's a complete vibe here. It's a complete experience.
So this is kind of a sleeper here at the quesadillas truck. It's the tlacoyo. So it's made fresh with masa, and inside there's lots of beans. You have your lettuce, crema, some cheese. I love this. It's good for the vegetarians out there.
Never tried this before. Just comfort food, Mexican comfort food on the go if you're in Jackson Heights. I mean, Mexican food has so many different types of cuisines. I've been to Mexico at least 10 times. My wife is from there. I've never had this before. I'm trying new things in New York City that I've never tried in Mexico before. That's the glory of this place. We have not had one thing today on this tour that I have not thought was fantastic. People that live here have no idea how spoiled they are. You are so spoiled to live here.
I'm very aware.
I don't know what I like more, the quesadilla or the tlacoyo. I say if you come here, order both. Now, if you're watching this video and you want to explore this part of Queens and you feel intimidated to come out to Jackson Heights, I've got the solution for you. Greg runs the best street food tour in New York City. Book it down below and he can make this kind of day a reality for you. But instead of just Mexican food, you're going to eat all over the world. Book it now. Don Munchies. This may be the best name for a food truck in history.
Oh yeah, and one of the coolest looking cars I've ever seen in my life. Very colorful.
And it's just desserts and snacks. After the day we've had, like I can't think of a better ending.
Yeah, look what we got. I love their menu too.
We've got churro bites, mini churros, elote, esquite. It feels like we're going to like some little bubble tea shop with style of the menu.
It just smells phenomenal. I drool every time I walk by this cart. Oh man.
I don't think that's something you think of very often. Street food that's strictly dessert, that's not an ice cream truck.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Wow.
They gave us I think a free sampling here of the mini pancakes.
Oh, freshly made.
Nutella on top and powdered sugar. Wow. You know, I've never had a mini pancake before. I don't know why I never thought of this. What a genius idea.
Oh, yeah.
You see it made right in front of you.
Delicious.
What a day. How are we consuming all these calories? I may never eat again after today.
They gave us an elote to try. Oh, man. You can smell that chile. Wow.
We show up with the camera here to Don Munchies and they just keep giving us more and more stuff. We have the mini churros here. Like, I don't know how I signed up for this job, but 8-year-old John would be very impressed and jealous that I get to do this right now. All right, Greg, jump in here.
Give it a try. Let's try this.
You want to be like the hit of any party? Walk in with these. The party will stop, everyone will rotate and move towards you.
Oh man, they're very addictive. I think he nailed the texture of these. It's like nice, crunchy, not overly sweet. It's got that cinnamon bite. These are incredible.
A lot of kids are lining up here too. My parents watching, very good spot. I have a few tables here as well. This used to be a plantain before it got buried by a pound of Nutella, some strawberry sauce, and God knows what else. Oh. This is the sweetest plantain I've ever had in my entire life. I can barely tell it's a plantain. It's not a bad thing though. Cheers to a heck of a night.
Oh yeah.
Drinking the atole right now, which has the cookie.
Yeah, the Maria cookies, a little bit of cinnamon, milk in here. So it's basically like pulverized, like crushed cookies. Basically drinking cookies and milk together. Like, how can you go wrong with that? And not too sweet, actually.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make a bold statement. I think Don Munchies could be the next big place on Instagram or TikTok. Seeing how they make those desserts, I think it lends itself so well to social media, and these guys are gonna be a hit.
I think so too.
What a street, Roosevelt Avenue. Like, what a street. Foodie's paradise.
Can't beat it.
From tacos to churros.
Yeah.
Anything you're looking for. New York has some of the best Greek food outside of the country, and Astoria, Queens is the epicenter. Today, we're gonna eat at the best reviewed Greek restaurants to see if they're worth it. Frankie's Souvlaki, 4.7 on Google reviews. Some of the best tasting and most satisfying Greek food out there. Unbelievable lamb gyros sandwiches. A staple in Astoria, top spot to have a souvlaki in the hood. The very best souvlaki skewers I've ever had. This food truck is an institution. All right, I'm sold, let's go. I swear you can smell that souvlaki down the block.
Right as we it smells phenomenal. Like, I love this place. We get 3 lamb sticks, lemon, salt, oregano, please.
After holding one of these lamb sticks for a few minutes, my wrist is actually sore. There's like a pound of meat on it.
They're very generous. So there's a lot of great souvlaki in Astoria. It's like the top Greek street food to eat in this neighborhood. The reason why we picked Frankie's, not only because they're the best rated, I've actually been coming here since I was a little kid. Coming here, Steinway, 31st Avenue, they've been here for years. They used to be just a little cart, now they're a bigger truck. They've been here since the 70s. And another reason, they also have lamb souvlaki. Hard to get lamb souvlaki in New York, and even in Greece, it's hard to find.
Oh, let's do this.
Yeah.
Pumped. So tender. Oh, forget dollar pizza. I think I'd rather walk around with this. You?
Oh, yeah.
I saw dudes just taking this to go, walking and eating.
Yep.
Oh.
Better for you, high keto protein. Yep.
Keto friendly.
As a kid, I used to also get the big hunk of bread on top. We used to order it lemon, salt, oregano. That's the classic Greek way to get it.
What'd this cost when you were a kid? I'm curious.
Oh, I don't remember.
Like
maybe
$1?
$5 something, $2. Back in the 90s.
I still think this is a good deal for New York.
Oh, it is.
And I feel like this place is so New York. We saw people of like every skin color, ethnicity showing up here, supporting a local institution. Love it. I love Astoria. I mean, I say this every time I'm in Queens, that Queens is the best borough in New York City for food. And I know you're not going to argue that.
Oh, no. Best borough for food, best borough, period. I'm biased. I'm a born and raised Queens kid, but I love it. And these are one of the places that make Astoria and Queens in general very special.
This would have been so good at a July 4th barbecue. Oh.
I know. Yeah, get a bunch of lamb souvlaki. Like, who needs hot dogs?
Yeah, exactly. I get asked all the time, do I give tours in New York? I don't, but I always push people to Greg's street food tours of Queens. One of the best tour guides in all of New York City. I vouch for this man. If you want to explore off the beaten path, sign up for his tour. Putting a link down in the description. You're going to love it. Bahari, 4.6 on Google reviews. Definitely a place to visit if you're in Astoria. Food was delicious and fresh, customer service awesome and friendly. Some of the best Greek food I have had in Queens, the lamb was cooked to perfection. The absolute best authentic Greek food in all 5 boroughs. I've been coming here for over 7 years and never looked back. I actually think this is perfectly fitting for a Greek taverna because in Greece, eating outside is a big deal.
It is. It is. And just like this. Like, the setup is just like this.
Yeah. It's like I'm on one of the Greek islands, except we're on a different island right now.
Yeah, except the N train's rolling by.
Yeah.
It's not nearly as peaceful.
Instead of a nice ferry, it's the N train.
Yeah. The piquilia, large, fried calamari, and you have the aguinares.
Oh,
thank you.
A little dip for the pita.
Let's maybe, yeah.
Tzatziki, you know, clockwise, by, you know.
Yeah, this is our tiro kafteri.
Tiro kafteri, melizana, skordalya, tarama.
Tarama salad, right?
All right. You know, man. You know. You don't have to have them
That's
tell
why
you.
I had to order this, man. This is like the classic. That's also why I like Bahari, because they include 5 dips in their platter. You have the melanzana salata, which is eggplant dip. Skordalya, which is a potato garlic dip. Tarama salata, it's a fish egg dip. Tzatziki is the yogurt with cucumber dip. And then tiro kafteri, the spicy feta.
Spicy feta to kick things off. Pita bread, soft, delicious. Feta's got a little bit of a kick to it. I don't know if I've ever had spicy feta before. Usually it's pretty mild for me, but wow. Packs a little punch. For anyone who's never been to a Greek taverna before, why is it such an important experience?
It's definitely, the food is great, but just the vibe of it. So like, you know, if you've been to Greece or have not been to Greece, eating outside like this, even the way they set it up here, they even put the little paper with these little metal hooks to keep it from blowing away, because the Greek islands can be quite windy. It's just the vibe of it. So people usually hang out after the meal, have their coffee, dessert. It's usually a long, drawn-out affair.
Oh, wow. Ooh, got a lot of stuff. It may not be fresh caught out of the Aegean, but seafood here, man, looks on point.
Yeah, this is really the classic Greek way to have fried calamari. It's just lightly covered in flour and some herbs, not a heavy batter. There's some lemon on it, good to go.
Sadly enough, I've had a lot of bad calamari in New York City. This right here, some of the best calamari I've ever had in New York.
It's easy to mess up calamari or octopus, but this is very tender and very light. So this is horta. This is actually a very healthy, it's probably the healthiest side dish you can order. You get this a lot in Greece. Usually some sort of wild green. Sometimes they use dandelion greens. It's nice just to drizzle some olive oil on top and squeeze some lemon, add that citrus.
Let's try this out. Here we go. Some of that Greek healthy food, like you said. I'm telling you, Greece spoils you with veggies. They spoiled me so much.
And the funny thing, this dish here is called aguinaldos. It's not easy to find, especially here in the US. These are artichokes with carrot, peas, potato with dill. It's a very comforting, homey food. My yaya, my grandma, she makes this dish a lot. She actually came here many years ago and she gave it this thumbs up. She gave the seal of approval. Yaya approved.
Yaya approved. Aguinaldos.
Aguinaldos.
Yaya approved. Your yaya's got good taste, I'll tell you.
Yeah, she makes it very similar to this. That flavor of the dill really makes it special, and a bit of lemon. Very homey, like light, comforting dish.
As I look at this spread in front of us, I have to say I like your line of thinking because you have a lot of different types of foods. We're mixing it all. It's very social. Maybe it was a little later in the day to have a drink or two.
Yeah. Might get some dessert though.
Okay. Greek hospitality all day long, courtesy dessert.
Yep. So any good Greek restaurant worth their weight always gives you a free dessert, whether in Greece or in the US. This is also a good sign.
I'd pay for this.
Semolina cake. A little cinnamon, very nice. Not too sweet.
Only thing we're missing is our ouzo shot right
That
now.
or Rocky, yeah.
Rocky, and we're set. Flushing, Queens, one of New York's best places to eat cheap and eat well. Today we're going on a Chinatown food crawl to show you some amazing hidden gems for as little as $2. We'll be joined by two Chinese-American YouTubers who know all the secret places. You don't want to miss it. Best cheap eats in New York are hidden down some random corridor like this.
You're absolutely right, John, because the one we're going to right now is actually all the way to the back.
Wow. I feel like we're going on an adventure here.
Would you ever come all the way down here?
Now that you guys are showing me, I'm up for it. Okay, this is how you know it's real. The menu's not in English. This is how you know.
We're gonna get the peanut style noodles and also the wonton soup.
Pretty simple. Wow. Look at this. Thank you.
I got my trusty vinegar here. I love putting vinegar in this soup because I have a special place for sourness. But you don't need to put vinegar in there because the soup actually tastes really good by itself as well.
So this is like Chinese grandma food.
Yeah.
Comfort.
Everyone loves this. Everyone comes here and they get this.
It's so silky, you're right. Just disappears down your throat. Let's add some vinegar. I have to say, this is one of the coolest spots in New York City to eat. I feel like we work in the restaurant and we're in the back just chilling here right now.
They were like, come, welcome, sit,
like,
sit.
yeah, sit. What's the key here with the peanut noodles?
You just flip them like 100 times. Get all the sauce in between all the noodles. My parents make this at home, but I like these more.
They just pay me to do this, come in here and mess around.
All right, you missed some spots.
Every single noodle's got to be drenched.
Everything has to be the same color, like so.
Simple.
Yeah.
Simple comfort food. In the back alley here of Flushing.
Yes.
Not gonna lie, this is as good as it looks. Wow, that's impressive. That is impressive. It's just right. It's not super sweet, like, I don't know, a pad thai. It's just subtle, nice. For $6 here, I ate the whole thing, I'd be full. I really think I'd be full. Is there any better value in New York City than Chinese food? I don't know. Dollar pizza, but dollar pizza's not this interesting for me.
My favorite is Chinese food.
I've been filming in New York for over 5 years. I think this is the most hole-in-the-wall, hidden gem spot I have ever filmed at.
I agree. Honestly, I told my friends, ditch the McDonald's, be brave, come in here, check it out, because you might not be able to do it in a few years.
Because spots like this are disappearing.
Oh, big time, yeah. There was a lot more even just 2-3 years ago, but now you see brand new buildings everywhere, and this is one of the last ones in town. This is the famous green menu. You can see it everywhere online.
But here we're gonna eat number 3 and 4, which are the fish balls and the Fuzhou dumplings with soup.
2 plates here. Start with the fish balls.
Ming showed me and I love them ever since. I'm a protein lover. I love meat. Whenever I eat meatballs, it's always fish meatball or pork meatball. It's one thing. For this one, they stuff pork inside of fish.
Pork inside of fish?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it shoots out a little bit, the broth.
Everyone got a bite.
Got that fishy flavor on the outside and then a little bit of pork.
Pork, yep.
On the inside.
Oh!
Party foul. Let's do it. It's like a little surprise on the inside.
I'm not food Chinese myself, but when I visited Ming's family, they actually do eat this.
Okay.
Sometimes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
The Fujianese region of China, where your family's from, is there one dish they're most well known for?
Fuzhou is also in the southeastern part of China, which is near the coast. It's a coastal city, so they're known for seafood as well.
So fish balls, obviously. Perfect.
Here is a Fujianese dumpling, and you could have these fried or in soup, and here we have a soup option.
And pork inside.
With pork inside, yep. And just like the last one, the skin is very thin.
All right, let's try it. Let's do it. This is more my style. This is definitely more my style.
No fish taste here.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't love the fishy taste. If you're into that, you'd like this. So we got the silky smooth exterior, nice serving of pork right in the middle.
We're doing a cheap eats video today, but sometimes I feel like these cheap dishes is actually what tells a better story about the culture.
I think so.
Yeah. Like, I would say, if you look at Vietnamese, what would you say? The pho is a signature dish.
Yeah.
And I think with that, it also has a humble origin story.
But I'm really enjoying hearing the story of this particular food and how it pertains to Ming and her family. I think that ties it all together really nicely, actually. I want to go to your house and eat some of this at some point.
Oh man, their cooking is amazing.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Non-stop.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like a Mexican family?
Like 6 meals a day.
6 meals a day?
Literally.
With fruits in between, and they literally eat until 1 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
I have another one. I filled it. Look at it. It's gorgeous.
You're so happy. You're so happy. She's so proud. You're also invited to her family's house now. We've all earned our invites, all right? I'm going too. The adventure continues. I used to say that Times Square was the busiest place in New York City, but lately I think Flushing is winning. My subway was so crowded coming here, the subway station, the main street. I mean, I'd love to see the area coming back to life.
Yeah.
Flushing, Queens has got to be one of the only spots in New York City where you could go and legitimately not see English at a lot of these businesses.
It's funny, you know, I never noticed that until until you joining us. You're right, actually.
Okay. Okay,
Wow.
好，谢谢. They gave us all of it.
The owner recognizes from our last video. So honored.
You guys are doing good work here.
Thank you. Huge fan? Are you a huge fan? No.
We're gonna have a little fun here. Ben and Ming want me to try this without telling me what's inside and see if I can figure it out.
But John will give you a clue. We'll tell you the name in Chinese.
This is called Hai Li Bing, which is also Dibiang in Fujianese.
Oh, I know exactly what this is now.
I like you to just bite into it.
You have a very devilish grin on your face. I'm afraid of what's in here. I mean, I'll try anything
The
once.
surface is fine, right? There's
It looks,
just peanuts.
yeah, it kind of looks like a dessert to me. All right, I'll take it. Let's try this.
Surprise!
I don't know, vegetables? What am I missing?
Uh-huh.
Just vegetable. he was scaring you. He was trying to scare you.
It didn't sound like there was like squid or something crazy inside of this. It's just like veggies. Or what kind of vegetable is it?
Cabbage and a lot of different things.
Oh man, let down. It tastes a lot healthier. I was surprised about that.
Yeah.
Just from the outside of it, never having tried this, I was expecting, I don't know, either something crazy, or if he didn't say that, just like chocolate. It looked like a dessert to me.
Try it out.
Fried exterior, veggie inside.
Yes.
I keep thinking it's French toast, and the flavor is completely different.
This is a breakfast item.
Yeah.
So look, it tastes better right when it comes out in the oven. In the morning. Right now we're here in the evening.
I've got to give Ben and Ming credit. They always take me to spots that I've never heard of, and I try foods that I knew nothing about. I'm just expanding my palate because of YouTube. Such good friends. They're a great YouTube channel as well. You better subscribe to them if you're into these kind of cheap eats adventures. All right, up there, definitely not cheap eats.
That's like fancy dim sum in the morning and wedding venues in the evening.
I haven't been this close to food coma level in I don't know how long. Like this carb overload, I just want to pass out right now. Take a good long nap.
A lot of liquids.
I'm gonna slurp it.
I'm gonna do what you do.
It looks more fitting for this environment.
Okay.
Cheers, John.
Cheers. Very refreshing.
Yeah.
So it's just a mix of soybean and milk together. Pretty simple.
Yep.
They make it out of this huge machine.
They serve it as early as 5 in the morning. People start going to work. Train station is literally 20 feet away. Yeah, and all types of people come in here, not just Chinese people.
We've had at least like 3 people sitting in that seat since we started filming here right now. We don't own this restaurant. We're just hanging out.
Yeah.
Very flavorful.
Oh yeah, a little spicy too.
Yeah.
Actually just woke me up. I was this close to a food coma and now I'm back. I should have started with this.
Yeah, this is like an egg drop soup, but with tofu.
What do you tell our viewers who might be intimidated to come here, not speaking Chinese, never been to Flushing before?
I would say come with a trusty set of pictures of what you want to eat. That way you don't need to speak the language because pictures tell 1,000 words.
I think for $20 you could be beyond full.
Oh yeah.
$20 will go so far here.
Even in today's inflation day and age.
Today's day and age of inflation, $20 in Flushing, you're gonna feel like a king. Minutes from Midtown is the most diverse neighborhood on the planet. Jackson Heights, Queens, an international foodie mecca that's still off the radar. Today we're gonna be concentrating on Bengali food with a local. This is a tour you don't wanna miss. I don't need fancy food. I want authentic. And if you want authentic food, this is where you go.
If you want to come out from your comfort zone and want to try something new and try something cultural, authentic, then you should definitely check out this place.
Smells just hit me the second you walk in. I love that. Like, oh, so many spices.
So many spices, yeah. Especially my favorite section is right up here with lots of biryanis right here, different flavors.
You've got the grocery store next door, and then you have the restaurant separated here. And judging by the looks of it, I think I'm the only person here who's not from Bangladesh.
Yes, right. It's mostly, as I say, it's mostly Bangladeshi and Indian people are allowed to eat here.
Do you know how big the Bengali population is in New York City?
Yeah, I guess in New York City, it around 75,000 of Bengali people. So basically they made it with some smashed potato, sliced onion,
peas, carrots.
It's a vegetable shingara, that's why.
Let's try this. This is absolutely delicious.
I know, most of the people, whenever they think about Bengali food or Indian food or South Asian food, they imagine that it would be super spicy, but it's not all the time.
We have utensils here, but you're telling me we don't need them.
Yes, basically in Bangladesh, people used to eat with their hand because this is like, you will feel more connected with the food. So you just need to grab some of this chicken and the rice, make a ball, like a snowball. You're
like
making
a snowball?
Yeah, like a snowball.
Yeah.
Perfect. You definitely need some practice, but I think you're doing good.
Look, after a month in Japan, I could use chopsticks like a pro, so I think I need a month in Bangladesh and some new experiences here for me in Jackson Heights. That's what it's all about in New York.
Yeah, that's all about
like stepping out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
It could be through a lot of things, but definitely through food. And people don't realize what you could find about 20, 25 minutes from Times Square.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What's your favorite type of food in Jackson Heights? That's not Bengali.
Beef bihari kebab. I used to come almost every other day. It's right over there. It's called Shahi Darbar. It's an Arabian food. I like that.
This food's fantastic. Fantastic experience already. And we have so much of it. I don't even know how we're going to finish all this, to be honest with you.
It'll take a while to finish all of this.
So like almost every single business here is either Bengali or Indian.
Indian, yes, correct. So this is a pretty diverse road, you can say. For example, if you look across the street, this grocery shop called Apna Bazaar, it's one of the biggest Indian grocery shop in this neighborhood. There is Mannan, that's the biggest grocery shop for Bengali owners.
Amidst all of this, we still have $1.50 pizza here.
Oh, of course, this is New York.
It's still New York, after all.
Yes, basically this is the Flatiron building of Jackson Heights. Look at this, Moonlight Grill and Bar.
But in Jackson Heights, it's an Indian restaurant. How fitting. Of all the street food I've ever eaten in New York City, this may be my favorite. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing.
Oh, wow, it's so crazy.
This puts a smile on my face every single time. For people who don't know what fushka is, how would you describe it?
So basically, fushka is a kind of street food of Bangladesh that is very popular. Fine ingredient like mashed potato and other sort of spices. It's secret. Sometimes they don't share, but coriander powder. So they all mixed it up and put into this puffed bread, you call. They make this tamarind chutney, it's called.
Okay.
And this is how it's made.
And there's a little bit of shredded egg on top.
Oh yeah, they just spread some egg, so it's give you more kick of the flavor.
Okay, so you want to cheer? One bite, everybody knows
the
the rules?
One bite, that's the rules.
All right, ready? Let's do it. I love the spices of the chutney. Oh,
it's so good.
I think if you read our expressions, you can see how much we enjoy that bite.
Right.
It's just like flavor, wham.
Just busting inside your mouth. Oh my gosh, it's so highly recommend. This was crazy.
I'm obsessed with these.
Me too, man.
The amount of times I've almost gotten a ticket, parking on the side illegally, just so I can have a bite of this. It's crazy.
Definitely.
Here we go. There's not enough amount of parking tickets. That'll make that not worth it. And I got a lot of tickets. Actually, I need to change my parking in like 5 minutes.
There it is. Thanks, man. Awesome. Much appreciated. Male 25 to 34. I think you won.
When we go to any relative's home or any special occasion, we usually go with some sort of dessert. Especially we prefer this sweet. So there are a bunch of option varieties you can choose from.
And this is the equivalent of bringing donuts or cookies to someone's house in Bangladesh.
Right.
You know what I always notice when you eat sweets from other cultures and other countries compared to American food? It's not as obnoxiously sweet. It's like very subtle.
Right.
It's very subtle and it doesn't overpower you that much.
Right.
How important do you think it is having bakeries like this, restaurants like this to your community?
It's very important because not only Bengali, as I mentioned, Indians, without this sweet, some sort of events are incomplete. In order to attend any events, like for example birthday or someone marriage, or you are going to your relative's house after a long time, this kind of sweets are very generous.
And this helps keep your traditions alive overseas.
Of course.
And there's so many different cultures within Queens and all of New York City that have, there's Russian bakeries, there's Indian bakeries, there's Turkish bakeries. I think a lot of people don't realize how deep the cultures run here and how hard people try to keep those traditions alive, even if they haven't been home in many years.
Right. It doesn't really give you the feels that you are away from home. So yeah, that's a good part of New York City.
Oh, so good. You don't have to feel that intimidated. You're visiting New York, you want to come to a bakery like this, even if you don't know what the things are, you can always ask. The people are very friendly.
I think most of the New Yorkers are very friendly.
It's not the reputation that a lot of tourists have of New Yorkers, but I think that's because they think of New York as just Midtown Manhattan and just that madness. And that's the thing with Jackson Heights. I've never gotten the vibe this is a touristy area. At most, I would say it's an area for people that are like foodies or adventurous. They want to try different cultures out, which I'm hoping if you watch this video, you fall into this category. But I still think that your average tourist is never going to come here. And in a selfish way, I kind of like that because it maintains this charm, but I also feel like a lot of people are missing out.
From my point of view as a streamer, I see that Jackson Heights is more popular for the tourists for the airport because they had to take the shuttle bus from
to
here.
LaGuardia. And if you want to explore other parts of New York that aren't really well known, you should watch your YouTube channel.
Oh yes, so basically I operate the New York City walking show. You can see the raw flavor of New York City, different neighborhood, different area, museum. So that's all about my channel.
Subscribe, put in the card up here, well worth it.
Basically in our tradition, we end with a pan. It's some sort of sweet pan that will give you a freshness of your mouth. I think it would be very flavorful, so you should try it.
Let's do it. So instead of having like a mint, we do this.
Yeah, we do this. It's very sweet. But the rule is you have to put everything in your mouth at once.
You go first. Show me how it's done.
Let me do it for you. So, I think so. It goes all at once, but it's very hard for us. Okay, so you say we can. Okay.
Man up. Let's try.
Yeah.
The whole thing. It's like my mouth is being cleaned. It's like a car wash in my mouth. It's like 20 breath mints at once. Ooh. You got a big date, have some of that before the day. Your breath is gonna be perfect. Members of the Barrio, today we're going on another Cheap Eats food crawl in one of Queens' most expensive neighborhoods, Long Island City. $10 or less. We'll be trying food from all over the world with a bunch of Queens locals. You do not wanna miss this. Is it possible to eat cheap in Long Island City?
I don't know. Long Island City is pretty expensive, man.
I think so.
I don't think it's easy, but it's possible, and it might not be for long.
Every great Cheap Eats journey usually starts with a dumpling spot. 8-piece pork and chive dumplings, and then 1 order of the 8-piece veggie. That's it. I think it looks very well presented. It's a lot prettier than your typical dumpling spot, I would say.
You can tell that the skin is very thick. That's the way they like it here.
A lot of times when we eat dumplings, I like to smother it with a lot of soy sauce, but here you said it's not necessary.
They have the homemade chili oil and the sesame seeds already put on, also the scallions and the cilantro.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You're absolutely right. You don't need any extra sauce on it. With the chili oil, chives, just melted in my mouth in like one beautiful bite.
Dumplings started at the LIC Free as a little stand for a few years. After that, they became a food truck in Midtown. The lines would be down the block. And now they are back in LIC where they started as a fast casual restaurant.
I love hearing stories like that. That's how it works sometimes in New York. You start as a food truck or a little stand, you work your way up, you get popular on social media, bam, you have your own shop.
Like I said, I'm not a vegetarian fan, but John got me eating all these vegetables. Tastes like what my mom makes. The pickled vegetable is a good addition. It's got the extra sour, rich taste to it than just regular edamame. I like it.
Crispy skin, delicious. You know what? Even though it's vegetable, it is darn good.
I'm a huge fan of pickles, so this is my favorite side here.
Healthy Cheap Eats right here. Healthy Cheap Eats. Really?
Almost everything on the menu here qualifies as a cheap eat.
What a long walk we have. Our next stop is half block away. These guys are busy, they're moving fast.
Wow.
These are big slices. The story with Slice is that Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports gave them an 8.1, and the place really blew up after that.
Nothing's more New York than pizza, right? It looks good. It's got the oil on it. You can see the flop.
Yeah. Oh, big time. Yeah.
It's got the big flop.
Huge flop. And mine has a little piece of buffalo ranch on it from Ben's order. But all right, let's try this.
All right.
First time for both of us. Definitely a step over Joe's. Oh yeah. Thin, crispy. I like the tomato sauce. Definitely a fan of this sauce. A little zesty.
I like this a lot. I like the crust most of all. Cheese is very good. The oil matches in with it.
After one bite, it's so much easier to hold this up. I didn't realize how iconic this New York fold was until I started traveling to other cities to eat pizza. And I saw people, just kind of holding it like this. And I thought everybody eats pizza like that. I didn't know.
Really?
know. You needed to come somewhere to get that classic New York City experience. And you're in Queens, and right here in Long Island City.
I made the right choice. They ran a margarita and they rushed me to get this. It's got the right amount of crunch. That's pretty important in my pizza.
Buffalo slice. Let's give it a shot. I'm not a big fan of grease, but let's see how it goes. That buffalo sauce is really good.
So Christmas in the Philippines is crazy, which is why my mom is very embarrassed that I don't have my Christmas tree yet. Please don't put the date when this was posted, because I'm supposed to have this by September. I was supposed to have this at September. It's already mid-December, right? And it's like, yep.
Early for next year.
Early for next year. Hopefully it lasts till next year.
Yeah, we were literally at this truck a few days ago. We asked all the local what their favorite spots are, and everyone says this is the spot to go.
Barbacoa tacos, 1 al pastor, 1 fish taco. excited. After Ben talked it up, I actually watched their video of this place. I was drooling. I need more good taco trucks in my life. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. You're not really eating tacos unless you've got jarritos or Mexican Coke. I'm sorry. It costs a lot more than you would pay in Mexico, but I will say that you get humongous portions. This was $4.50 for the barbacoa. I feel like in Mexico it would be 50% the size. It would also be a ton cheaper, but that's a different story. But look how much guacamole we got in here. It's like more guac than goat meat. But I'm not putting any salsa on you. I'm just gonna take a big bite.
Let's do it.
Let's try this.
Freaking genius.
That's a good way to describe food.
Pineapple and pizza, maybe. Pineapple and taco, genius.
Al pastor convert here. Barbacoa, very solid. Actually, sort of like the perfect type of food. I know they eat this a lot on weekends in Mexico in the morning. It's cold out. This is warming me up.
Oh wow. This is so tender. The goat meat is great. Generous amount of guac. Oh my gosh.
I got the fish taco here. Last time we got the shrimp taco and that was delicious. The vegetables are fresh and crispy. I love this taco.
When I think of Long Island City, I always think of these luxury high-rise condos right on the water, but I never really gave the food scene much thought.
The Manhattan people won't come here as often, but the Queens people love Long Island.
A lot of Manhattan people won't go above 14th Street, so getting them to come to Long Island City, which is one stop away, 5 minutes from Grand Central, you gotta do it.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to explore Queens, like some baby steps into Queens, just one stop.
This bakery has to be my favorite bakery in all of Queens. I've tried many, but this one takes a spot.
He's got me excited. Let's do this. Let's get some dessert after a day full of eating cheap stuff.
4 chocolates and 1 almond, yeah.
Definitely one of the finest views, all of New York City and Manhattan right here. Got it all. The Empire State Building, the Chrysler Building. There's a reason people spend the big bucks to live here. That view doesn't hurt. I'm a sucker for a romantic story, and we have a story for Ben and Ming right here that Mr. Action Kid was an accomplice to their surprise engagement on his live stream.
This guy here told me the plan of wanting to propose to his girlfriend, Ming. So he's like, hey, you want to set something up? We'll do a live stream. So we came over here, we bought pastries from that same bakery, and he proposed right here.
Where was the actual proposal spot? Like show me the actual spot. Oh, I thought they had a plaque for your proposal. So Ben and Ming.
It was a good, awkward 5 minutes of eating the wonderful croissant right over on those seats, the 3 chairs, exactly 3 chairs. And then we came over here.
I stood and I was like, okay, waiting for it to happen. And then he's like, all right, Ming. I'm like, okay. Okay.
This is very cool to be eating with Manhattan behind us, and very cool because it's like 40 degrees with 15-mile-an-hour wind chill. We're shivering, but we're gonna eat this.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh, you broke that.
Oh.
All right. I just bit right into some kind of a huge chocolate chip. It's like heaven in my mouth. I'm such a chocoholic. Oh.
Almond croissant. You can see all the powder on it. Give this a go. It is so flaky, so buttery. Take a look at the inside here. Amazing. That's all I could say. So good.
Super flaky, love the chocolates. I'm a big fan of chocolate, so this is great.
I think we should have bought the hot chocolate or a coffee right now. That would have actually been perfect, but outside of that, the sun's about to set. New York City, good friends here. What else could you ask for? Today, we're going to explore the micro neighborhood of Thai Town in Elmhurst, Queens, the absolute best place in the city to eat, shop, and learn all about the culture of Thailand. And I can't think of a better day to do it. Let's get warm. Our guest, Joe DeStefano, has been referred to as the culinary king of Queens. He's a writer, tour guide, and he's even been on the Travel Channel. This is exactly the guy we needed. Joe, how are you?
John, how are you?
Doing great, long time no see.
What makes Thai Town so fascinating, this miniature micro neighborhood straddling Elmhurst and Woodside, is that there's so many Thai restaurants that are so specific, and that's how I know that there's so many Thai people living in here. Here we're at La Moon, which specializes in northern Thai food. Let's have the Saiua. This is a really awesome herbal Thai sausage, really, really great. Let's do the regular size Leng Sap. Let's do Tom Kamun, the jackfruit salad, really, really good.
Oh wow.
Oh, the small one.
This is the small one, guys. Just want to let you know.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what the big one looks like. It has a lot more spice, heat, and kick to it than the typical sausage that I'm used to eating in the US. I'm gonna start with that. I mean, you can clearly see it just with all of the colors. Like, you know that this sausage is gonna pack a punch, and it packs a punch. You know, Joe, I look around this restaurant and I love the decor. It almost feels like I'm in some kind of like a hipster Brooklyn spot that's Sailor Moon themed.
The art here was done by a friend of the owner from Bangkok, and he said, you open a restaurant in New York, I'm gonna fly there and do the art for you. So that's where all this came from.
This is a sign of a good co-host today. He wants me to get the entire experience. I like that.
Including the pork rind.
Including the pork rind, why not?
All right.
Okay, Tom Kha Noon, never had this before. Pork with jackfruit, a lot of herbs. Let's take a big bite, make Joe proud.
Oh, it's very good.
This is definitely my style. Very juicy, very flavorful. You can feel that heat kicking in as well. I've really struggled to find good Thai food ever since moving to Park Slope, Brooklyn. And if you have a hunger for Thai food, there is no better place in New York City to come.
Elmhurst is a neighborhood where real Thai people live, eat, work, and play, and they eat real Thai food. This is Thai food made for Thai people.
Oh, where has this been my whole life? Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm gonna make a bold statement. This Lang is the best Thai food I've ever had in my life, including a trip to Thailand and everywhere I've ever been in New York. I can't think of a better thing I've had and enjoyed more than this Lang. Like, every bite, I just want to savor this. Like,
this is how you get the marrow out.
I have to thank Joe. 4.5 years ago, we did a video in Jackson Heights, Queens, and he was the first person to really introduce me to the ethnic diversity of Queens. I never thought of Jackson Heights, Elmhurst, anything in that area as somewhere you need to go to really experience the food culture of New York. He opened up my eyes to that, and now it's something that I proudly can show other people. So I want to thank you many years later.
Very welcome. And you know, that's one reason I like to do food tours. It's cool to show people stuff and they get to go places and they get to try it. But when someone from Minneapolis says, you know, hey, now that we went to the Chinese food court in Flushing, I feel much more comfortable about going back to the one in my city.
I'm really into country-specific stores, and Pata Market, located a few doors down, is basically a Thai 7-Eleven minus the frostbite-inducing air conditioning. This is full moon party style in Koh Phangan. It's what you drink. It's what you drink to stay awake.
Does the logo look familiar?
Lay's?
Yeah, but look at the ingredients.
I don't know what it says. I can just kind of imagine what it is by looking at that. Let's show them.
Grilled seafood and seafood sauce. You notice any similarity here, John?
Just a little. It looks exactly the same.
We should crack these open. 1, 2, 3.
I don't know if I like it or not, but I just keep eating them. I was expecting some kind of a seafood flavor in that. I don't know what a seafood flavor would taste like with a chip, but I didn't quite get it.
Shrimpy.
Yeah. Tell me in the comments, what is the strangest flavor of potato chip you've ever eaten before? I want to know. It's not often you find a Thai Buddhist temple in New York City, and this one sneaks up on you in the middle of a residential area.
We're here at Wat Buddha Thai Tavon Vanaram of New York. This is a Thai temple. Like all real Thai neighborhoods, there's a Thai temple. So this is the cultural and spiritual heart of Thai Town.
Joe pointed out all the shrines outside, which are definitely worth stopping to admire even if you don't go inside. And just in case you've watched too many of my scam videos. So normally on the channel we were telling you to avoid the fake monks in Times Square, but I assure you the monks inside here are actually real.
Splash a little water. Good luck. And this is what they had outside. This is the gold leaf.
You know, normally on these food tours, we just eat the local food, maybe talk to the chef, but we actually got to go to a Buddhist temple. So this added something a little bit extra to the video. Very impressed by this, very respectful place, and feel free to come for sure. If you're in the area after you eat some Thai food, definitely worth it. You guys gotta look up at this.
I watch them all the time, man. Keep it up. Yeah, man.
And you're rolling on that?
Yeah. Sabai is a place that is really popular in the Thai community, but nobody, including myself among food writers, nobody ever talks about it. The food is really, really good, and one of my roommates was like, oh yeah, you have to try the pad Thai there. It's just like in Bangkok, and that's why we're here.
This is like we call it jasmine mocktail.
Jasmine mocktail, and now I'm in the mood for a $3 happy hour Thai beer. You see this on tank tops all over Kosan Road.
From the north is a lap nua.
Thank you.
Little minced pork, chili paste, and some liver. Now this is spicy. This is hot.
Okay, guys.
That was hot.
Is a beef barbecue. Okay.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
This is original from north from Thailand. You can find only one here from Queens, in New York.
This beef right here. This is calling my name. It's calling my name right here. I want to know what it tastes like with a little bit of that spicier sauce. So medium rare, a little bit of the sauce. It's just spectacular. I think it's so much better with the sauce.
It's so good. So one of the things my roommate from Bangkok said to me is like, oh yeah, you have to try to buy their pad Thai is just like in Bangkok. Delicious, tangy, spicy, definitely not too sweet. Very balanced, like everything else on this table. Thai cooking is all about balance.
Right before I went to Thailand, somebody told me, if you ever don't know what to order pad Thai. This is something I actually have judged a lot of Thai restaurants on. So I've had plenty of pad Thai in New York before. Let's see how this ranks. Joe's absolutely right. So much of the pad Thai in New York is just too sweet. I think this really does have that perfect balance of flavor. And we have a piece of shrimp here as well. If some of the stuff that we ordered today was too adventurous for you, you can always fall back on a pad Thai like this, no question. After an overload of what felt like every type of Thai food imaginable, the only thing we didn't try yet was dessert, and Khao Nam isn't your ordinary spot in Thai town.
For our last stop, Khao Nam is yet another hyper-authentic Thai restaurant in Elmhurst. They're known for traditional Thai dishes, lots of takeaway, particularly under COVID, but they also do great desserts like the Kanam Bua that she's griddling up behind us. They're really crepes, but when you see them, you'll know why they're called Thai tacos.
Thai iced coffee. The most sugary coffee drink you can have this side of the Atlantic. To me, it feels more like a dessert than an actual coffee. Here we go.
So what we have in front of us is a Thai crepe called Kanam Bua. So what color do you have?
It's red.
Okay, so you have salted coconut, and there's like a little smear of meringue. So it's kind of savory, salty, sweet.
This is definitely not your traditional American dessert flavors. We've got salty, we've got lime in here, and a really crunchy. Very different, but I would say a good mixture of flavors. Like you're not gonna forget eating something like this. Or as Joe called it, a Thai taco.
The yellow one has candied egg yolk called phoi thong in there. This is the traditional shaved ice dessert called top tim krob. So these are water chestnuts in tapioca.
Almost everything I've had today, with the exception of the pad thai, it was the first time I've tried it. Different. This is the Tokyo chicken hot dog. It's a sweet crepe around a hot dog. Completely different experience. I love it though. This is good.
Tokyo pandan. So this is pandan. Pandan is it's a plant, a leaf used in a lot of Southeast Asian cooking and desserts. That is really, really, really good.
The Tokyo hot dog is actually like top 3 things we've had today. Completely surprised by this hot dog meets dessert.
Wow. Tastes fancy.
It's like a pig in a cashmere blanket.
There you go. That's how you do it. I have not been this excited for a video in a long time. Today, we're gonna be traveling all over Queens, showing you 5 amazing pizza places you have to visit, and we're gonna be joined by somebody born and raised here for that local perspective. You don't wanna miss this.
Manhattan and Brooklyn have good pizza. We get it. It's overplayed. But here in Queens, we have some spots of our own to brag about.
Almost 2 p.m. line out the door here.
I feel like a New Yorker has to consume pizza at least once or twice a week.
Oh yeah. It's just pizza and calzones. It's a really simple menu. Okay. It's our first time. It's 3 regular.
There to go.
Okay.
Anything else?
That's it.
Altogether?
All together, yeah. Cash only, super fast, super efficient. What I love about this place is you're 5 minutes from JFK Airport, so this could be your very first slice in New York City. Imagine that.
My dad would like this.
Yeah?
He loves thin crust. He always asks everywhere we go for a thin crust pie.
Nice little char, cheese to sauce ratio. Let's take a bite. You know, light, airy crust. This is a great first slice in New York City. This is like your prototypical grab-and-go New York City slice. This is quality.
I can see why people would order 2 or 3 of these. I kind of want to just go right to the crust, you know? It's like when you go to an Italian restaurant and they give you like the breadsticks with the olive oil, just like that. Perfect.
You know, considering that we're eating 5 slices today, anything that's light and thin is actually a benefit for this little food challenge. Do you think that in Queens there's a certain pride about your neighborhood spots?
Yes, every neighborhood has a good pizza place, but sometimes certain ones last longer than others. Anywhere in Queens, kind of just find the nearest neighborhood and see if they have a pizza restaurant that's older than 40 years, and odds are it's got good pizza.
So we're basically riding around Queens in a red Mustang, eating a lot of pizza. What poor life decisions have led me down this dark and dismal path? I like Astoria.
I do too.
I could definitely live here.
I have friends
I could
here.
definitely live in Astoria.
I used to lifeguard at the pool.
Yeah?
Yeah, we used to go around lunch to pick a different spot, and the community knew who we were. We'd show up in the bright orange, and they know exactly who you are.
Right on.
Yeah, I mean, that's how this whole concept started. It started with me experimenting stuff at home. This is really cool slice. You got honey sriracha, ranch, jalapenos, black sesame seeds. The party in your mouth. We got Indian tikka masala with jalapenos. We got loaded tater tots, steak truffle, fried Oreo, grilled cheese pizza. Especially on the weekends when everyone's out just chilling. That's when we'll crank out the birria. It's all kinds of crazy stuff comes out. So what we do is we like to put all our favorites on one pizza. We got sweet potatoes with the marshmallows, nice toasted and melted. Then the second bite is the stuffing, homemade stuffing. Then the third bite, you go back to the sweet potatoes with the marshmallows. Then for the grand finale, you got the homemade turkey with gravy and a honey cranberry sauce. You can eat it from the front or from the back, or from the side. Get crazy.
Tough decisions, we'll see, we'll see. I don't even know where to begin with a slice like this. This is basically your Thanksgiving dinner in one. Should I go from the back? Should I go from the front? What would you do?
Well, are you more of a turkey person, or do you like your sides first? Like when the plate's brought to you at Thanksgiving, what do you eat first, the sides or the turkey?
The sides, we're going with the sides.
Go right for
so
the
we're going
front,
from the
man.
bottom to the top. You gotta tell me in the comments if you would eat this. I'm curious.
Yeah.
At the bottom here, we've got marshmallow and sweet potato. What are we doing? Oh my God, little cranberry. Okay. It's exactly as you would imagine it. Imagine mixing all of your favorite sides from Thanksgiving into one. I immediately noticed the sweet potato when I took that first bite.
This is probably the most unique pizza you've ever had.
Turkey on a pizza, never thought I'd see the day. Pairing it with the cranberry sauce and the gravy, I think you're either gonna love this or hate this. If you're like a purist, maybe you won't like it. For someone like me that's all about experimenting, fantastic. Oh.
I think I'm gonna move one of these to the front. I'm gonna mush that up, move it to the front. I'm just gonna, I don't even know how to.
Just do it.
What I thought it was gonna be. Gotta give it a little, find that cannoli sauce, dunk it, and just, They literally have a pie for every like taste bud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you want sweet, they have sweet. If you want spicy, they have spicy. If you want spicy with a little cheese and a little mozzarella, they got it.
The owner is Punjabi. I'm very familiar with that food because my girlfriend's from there. Let's try it. Oh yeah. Have you ever tried opening a samosa and just eating it flat? Oh wait, it's a slice.
Does he get more Queens than this right here?
A lot of Queens is covered by train tracks, I'd say. But this is how you know you're in New York. At the very end of the line, they smack you with a massive advertisement. Funny enough, this is the only place that I actually haven't been to on our list.
And this is the only place in the video that I have been to on the list. There's not many places in New York that look like a deli from the outside and have great pizza inside. Even if you're not a fan of pizza, you can get imported Italian goods right here. Do 3 plain? We're doing a video about the best pizza in Queens.
With a little seasoning, simple to the point. Pure Italian.
Pure Italian, yes.
Take a look. Over there.
Oh, we saw. Ben, you got that, right?
Yes.
You got the shot?
Yes.
Good PR here.
No, I'm his PR manager.
I was gonna say, yeah.
With the sunglasses. All right. Prosciutto is, wow, delicious.
This isn't your average looking New York City slice. It's a lot of mozzarella.
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, apparently they make their mozzarella fresh every morning, so you know you're getting quality, fresh ingredients every time you bite a piece of pizza here.
Let's take a bite. I can taste the mozzarella. I can just taste the difference already.
It's light, right?
It's a really simple pizza, honestly. Just simple, fresh ingredients. Doesn't take much. We're also eating in the middle of a deli in Queens.
So if you're ever coming here to get some Italian products, you might as well just pick up a slice while you're waiting for them to cut your mozzarella. Every neighborhood will have a good pizza location, but it's the story that goes with it that really makes it that much better. You know, we're in the middle of a market in a busy city, in a busy town of Astoria, having a slice of pizza.
And a very good slice at that.
They even have my best friend's family soda here. Limonata de Sicilia, lemon soda, and then they have the blood orange. If you see these anywhere, you will not regret tasting this.
James, 42 minutes to go 7.4 miles.
Welcome to New York.
Danny's House of Pizza, love the name. We've already got a line out the door at like 6 o'clock.
Just keep an eye on how often these guys are picking up a new piece of dough and making a new pie, because it's literally every 5 seconds. You'll never have a slice that's been sitting around. You'll always have a slice that's relatively fresh, if not still hot from the oven.
Well, that's the advantage of a really popular place. It keeps moving.
This is like a local spot.
Oh yeah.
These guys have been here forever. I recognize them since I've been coming in.
Feel bad giving it away?
Honestly, no, because people should taste good pizza.
Yeah.
You know, if you like the sweet sauce and you're a fan of pesto, gotta come to Danny's. Sometimes it's so good that you just wanna like eat it right in front, go for a walk, you know, pull up on the side and just
Put it on the hood of your red Ford Mustang. I don't know if anyone else even does this.
I have yet to see an authentic, just original cheese pesto slice myself.
I mean, I've seen the artichoke slice, which kind of looks like this, but is not this. And I'm not a big fan of the artichoke slice, to be honest with you. Oh, wow. That cheese snuck up on me, damn.
You taste it?
It's really basil-y. It's got a strong flavor.
Try it how the locals have it.
Oh, let's do it.
You
Let's
order
see.
a side of the sweet sauce, and you give it a pour right down the middle.
I can smell that sauce already. There it is. I love sweet tomato sauce. It's like one of my weaknesses. I freaking love a sweeter tomato sauce. But with the pesto, when you combine the sweet sauce, I think it kind of counteracts how strong the pesto flavor is.
It completes the circle. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It completes the circle of pizza stardom. I don't think I've ever also had a slice where I had to put tomato sauce on myself, just at the end there. What the heck was that? Oh, this guy's running after.
He must have
stolen something?
Did he steal something?
That guy specifically ran through our pizza review. Doesn't he see we're filming here? Can't he steal stuff on his own time?
He must be running home to get some money to get some of this pizza. I was just about to say, try the plain slice.
I think you know that I'm gonna love this.
Yeah. It's not thick, it's light. Taste that sweet sauce.
That's it. This is it for me. This is my style.
You just want to keep going.
This is actually gotta be like top 5 sauces I've had in New York that I like. This is like my specific flavor that I'm into, my specific taste. Danny's like has it for me.
Since 1959. What do you think about Danny's? How often do you come here? Or how much?
Whenever I'm in New York, whenever she visits from Florida, she always wants to come.
Oh yeah?
So of all the places on the video, Nick's hits closest to home for you, huh?
Yeah, well, in fact, we are in my home of Forest Hills. This happens to be my #1 pizza place on today's list, in my opinion, and any list I would recommend anyone coming to Queens to try.
The big thing to remember, guys, says right here, no slices. This is a pie spot.
Yes, which means it's that good that you have to just get the whole thing. Just get a small pie with half pepperoni, half plain, but with extra cheese on the one.
This is a cute pie, a small pie. I feel like if I was hungry enough, I could eat this whole thing by myself.
On certain days of the week, when I haven't seen certain friends in a long time, we will come here, sit right there, and each order a large pie. And it comes with a double-decker version of this, a big pie on top, big pie on the bottom, and then 2 of them. And we just dig in.
I'm a fan. Look at that. I was dreading having more pizza because I'm so full. These are so small. These are thin.
Perfect for just splitting with someone, you know?
Little
Side
put
salad.
together slice. All right, bon appetit. Let's go. Let's try this.
Just like I remember it.
Good consistency, great cheese to sauce ratio on this. Love the mozzarella. Little fresh basil on top. Nice pull. You were waiting all day to do that, weren't you? You were waiting all day for that, the extra cheese.
It can keep going. It's like a mozzarella stick. If I were to come here for the first time, get whatever pie you like. Customize it to your specialty, and you will not regret it.
This is different. This isn't your grab and go slice. This is like a nice occasion. You're celebrating something. You haven't seen your boys in a while. Bam, right here.
Yep. Date night, movie theaters down the block, come to Forest Hills, grab a slice before the flick. Can't go wrong.
Today we're taking a food tour through Flushing, Queens, Chinatown, the best place in New York City for cheap eats. We'll be checking out 5 can't-miss stops with 2 Chinese-American YouTubers who know their way around. This is the end of the 7 line in Queens, but it's the beginning of an amazing food adventure if you want to come this far.
Yeah, a lot of people wouldn't come to Flushing. But if you're from Brooklyn, it takes like an hour and a half to get here sometimes.
So Flushing is the biggest Chinatown of New York City, and everything we're gonna have today is $5 or less. So let's show you where you're missing out.
Literally what you want is right on the window. All right, Ben Ming, we've got a Peking duck bun before. Now, for everybody out there who's never tried this, including myself, what exactly is in here?
Inside we have a crispy piece of duck and green onion or scallions, and the sauce, it's either sweet bean sauce or hoisin sauce, depending on the location. Duck is a local delicacy in Beijing, China, and each duck you can actually cut. Guess how many pieces in a whole duck?
50.
What do you think?
20.
More, a lot more. It's a duck. 120 pieces.
Okay. Usually pretty crispy, and it's mostly just duck skin. Very little meat.
All right, let's try this?
Yes.
My first time trying Peking duck bun. Let's do it. So the first thing that jumps out to me is how sweet the bun is and how sweet the sauce is. And then you've got the crispy duck. It's a really interesting mix that I'm obviously a pretty big fan of. I think I could do this in 1 or 2 bites, like no problem.
The Peking duck itself is tradition to cut it in front of guests in slices. This goes for a lot in Beijing, China.
So this is really popular in Beijing?
Yep.
Yes.
That's what tourists go for Peking duck.
I kid you not, Main Street Flushing is busier than Times Square right now.
It is.
I mean, this is great. I am happy to see the neighborhood recovering and bouncing back so much.
Yeah.
Nothing like a little rain for a street food tour, but this weather is not gonna stop us from eating New York's best cheap eat.
This place is usually really busy, so we're the only ones
Perfect.
in here.
4 Hong Kong style? That's it. How much was it? $8. Too many TikTokers have been here. In true New York fashion, we're eating right in front of the 7 train. We're thinking of just handing one of these egg tarts to somebody walking up the stairs if they get lucky. Should we do it? What do you think?
Oh.
Here! All right, we've got Hong Kong egg custards here, $2 each. Now, in another video in Brooklyn, Chinatown, we ate Portuguese egg custard. What makes Hong Kong version different?
The Portuguese one, they caramelize the top of the egg tarts, so it becomes very crispy and has a black tint to it. This is just pure cream.
The Hong Kong version is more of a breakfast item, and the Portuguese one is more of a dessert.
Let's do it. Let's take a bite. Here we go.
You can't look elegant eating this.
Oh, yeah. I remember how messy this was. Let's do it.
Wow, better than I remember.
So good.
Really crumbly, and as they were telling me, kind of like silky. See the egg? It's not even running out that much. This is a lot neater than I expected. A lot more of a neat experience than the time I had the Portuguese egg tart. This is really, really good.
So sometimes in the other bakeries, these run for like $1, $1.25.
Yeah.
Here, they go for like another whole $1 because they make it so good.
I'll pay $2 for this every single time.
Well, make sure not to come here too late because they sell out quick. John, now that you've tried both the Portuguese version and the Hong Kong style egg tart, which one do you like more?
I have to say Hong Kong style only because it's a lot easier to eat on the street. The Portuguese one is so crumbly, like if you don't take that home to your wife, it's just difficult to walk and eat that, but this was amazing. So right now I'm gonna lean on Hong Kong if we're doing a street food tour.
And that is the traditional one, so good choice.
Awesome. Good choice. There are few neighborhoods in this city with so much variety of amazing cheap food. We just keep harping on that, like the insane amount of food that you can get in, I don't know, 10, 20 blocks here.
Yep. The temptation is real everywhere you go.
Loving it, loving this tour. I love Flushing so much.
It's right here.
It's like literally, guys, it's 3 storefronts down. This tour is so compact. I could crawl the whole way.
How do you pronounce this?
It's Fuyuan.
Wow.
Oh, so cute.
That was
It's
quick.
So cute.
That is really cute, actually. You're right. As we said, this is the prettiest thing on the video. It almost looks like a dessert, even though it's not, doesn't it?
Nope, it's
this
very
is fish.
savory.
This is fish, not dessert.
This is actually a popular Hong Kong street food.
Okay.
They put it in skewers. Oh yeah, so we have curry sauce, sesame, sriracha.
Sesame seeds, sesame oil.
It's gonna be chewy.
There's gonna be a lot of flavors coming up, you're
Yeah.
saying?
Yep.
All right, let's take a bite. Let's do it. As someone who's not in love with fish, I like this a lot. Really spicy kick at the end too, but super chewy. It just gets better and better every time you eat it. This actually surprised me because when they said fish balls, I was thinking, I'm not gonna like this so much. But I'll tell you what, this might be my sleeper pick of the day. So far, this is my favorite. All right, Amazing Ben. He was so curious, we have to let him try this.
Curry fish balls, here we go.
It's actually really good. No, it's like, it's really good. I'm thinking like,
Were they overplaying it? But
Are you accusing us of overplaying things? Come on.
This is their favorite? I was like, there's no way after that duck this is your favorite. I really don't know why John's asking for water. It's not that spicy.
John's got a lot of work to do, huh? It's funny, the bubble tea that we're getting is more expensive than any food on this video. This goes to show.
Shake it before you poke it.
Okay. That just sounds wrong.
Wait, you're doing it wrong.
I don't know if I want to include this in the video. Oh, this is amazing. This is so good. We said cheap eats, we say anything about cheap drinks. So.
True.
I want to talk to you guys about Flushing in particular and what makes this Chinatown different than, let's say, the Manhattan Chinatown that most tourists would end up at.
I think the Manhattan Chinatown is definitely the OG. And over the year, Flushing really took on a life of its own. For me, it's the people, the culture, the food, everything.
You think it's more authentic here?
I think so. And it's a new wave of Asian Americans that come here. It's like an updated version of Chinatown, in my opinion.
My family lives here. They've been living here for 20, 30, 40 years, so it's always going to be having a special place in my heart.
How are you? Can I have 4 small beef rice rolls? You can always tell it's going to be good. You walk into a little market like this, my expectations are through the roof right now.
Also another thing, you always have to pay cash. That's
Oh yeah, all these places,
Good
cash
tip,
only.
cash only, okay. Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
Ooh.
It is out. It's really hot. We'll start with that.
Oh man.
And we saw them make it right in front of us. We're coordinating a group soy sauce pour. What life decisions led me to this moment? You ready?
Ready.
Let's do it.
Ready? I like a lot of soy sauce on mine. Okay,
Mine
fine.
too. Mine is swimming in soy sauce.
Same.
All right, beef steam rice roll. All this pomp and circumstance. Here we go.
Bean sprouts are so good.
So today we just got beef and eggs.
And
it's
two
pretty
other
good.
vegetables.
Oh yeah. And the bean sprouts is a must.
I really have to thank them because they came up with this entire tour in like 24 hours and taking me to 4 new places that I'd never been to before that would easily go to the top of my list of a Flushing food tour. We've actually done another Flushing video and we ate at some great spots there too, but this is impressive, I have to say, especially for the cost. You really can eat well and eat cheap in Flushing. You know, if you're a foodie and you've never been to Flushing before and visiting New York City, like what are you waiting for? The barbecue cart is missing. You said it moves around.
It moves around. Usually it's right here. You see the imprint right there.
I see the imprint. So where could it be?
Where could it be? I mean, there's another location. We could go to 41st Ave.
We found it. We found it.
Down the block.
Down the block. All right, we're almost
Well-
there. I smell it. I can't even see the place. I just see the smoke ahead and I smell barbecue already. I feel like your typical American probably would not equate Chinese food with barbecue, but they would be way off, right?
You're right. And this is a whole different type of Chinese food. This is actually originated from Uyghur, which is the Muslim part of China that many people don't know about. And there's a lot of lamb. The Muslims, so they're only pork, so lamb is the go-to thing, so we have to get the lamb skewers.
It's simple food, but it's barbecue done right.
Got it. Woo! So we've decided we're going to eat our lamb skewers at the top of a parking lot overlooking Flushing. The perfect ending to an amazing afternoon. The smell is so strong and so good.
Lamb and goats are abundant in the Uyghur part of China. And what we have right now, it's marinated in salt, pepper, cumin, garlic, Sichuan pepper, a lot of things.
So let's see what the Chinese barbecue experience is all about.
Medium spice.
Medium spice. They're not sure if I can handle this. Ben just shook his head from behind the camera. I think I'll be okay. Ben's like, no. Ben knows me well. Okay, let's just try it. Let's do it.
Okay, not too spicy.
Oh, it's okay. It's really good. Really tender. Ooh, just a lot of flavor. They really season this well.
Yep.
They do.
It's a known street food in China. People just eat this late night.
For $1.50, I mean, how can you go wrong with this?
I'm looking forward to it. It smells really good. John, why did we only get one?
If you enjoyed the video today,
Please check us out and connect with us on The Bing Buzz at YouTube, on Instagram. John will link the links down below or above.
When you think of New York, these images probably come to mind. But there's more to the Big Apple than just skyscrapers. Today, we'll explore Bayside, a neighborhood in Queens that has it all, from food to views and more. We'll be led by someone born and raised here. Could this be one of New York's best neighborhoods? Let's find out. So if you didn't know, Bayside is in northeastern Queens. We are right near the border of Nassau County. We've got Matt. Matt, what makes Bayside so special?
It's just a beautiful place to explore, a small town feel in a big city neighborhood.
We're on the heart of Bell Boulevard right now, and I think this is the most famous street in Bayside. What's it all about?
This is a lot of people's first experience to nightlife that grew up in this neighborhood. The heart of a lot of really good restaurants and pubs, although they're becoming, unfortunately, fewer and far between, but definitely a great place if you want to grab a cocktail or grab dinner or have a special night out.
A block away, you got suburban Tudor homes, and you walk here, and you've got like every kind of restaurant imaginable.
Well, I'll point out a little history. They do the St. Patrick's Day parade every year on Bell. So that's why you'll see these all down Bell. So, a nice little local spot if you want to grab a snack and a coffee.
And you were telling me, and I've heard that they have the best macaroons on earth here.
They melt in your mouth.
Wanted to get one cookies and cream macaroon, one lavender macaroon.
May we order espresso with you as well?
That's it.
I don't know if you could see on the top there, that frothy top. And that's the sign of a good barista, and that's the sign of a good espresso.
All right.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers. Let's try this. A little black, wow. Just straight up.
Straight up black. I won't lie. If I'm having it after dinner, there may be a hint of Sambuca in there.
That's a good idea. Also, you mentioned to me how good the macaroons are here, and others have told me about this spot. So I got a cookies and cream, my favorite flavor for a lot of things in life.
There you go.
That's delicious. Like pairing this with the espresso, perfect. Oh yeah, that's relaxing. You can just take 5 minutes of your busy day, sit down, enjoy this.
That's the idea. That's the whole idea of the espresso. They do it proper here.
French Workshop, Artisan Bakery. "25 minutes to Manhattan."
That's it, my friend.
That's it, right here. You know, Matt, I like to think all good stories start in a White Castle parking lot.
Most people end their night here, to be honest. Bell is known for its restaurants and bars. Formerly 24 hours, but they're still open pretty late. This is where you finished your evening.
To coat the hangover, I get you. I spend many a night in White Castle in New Jersey as well.
That's awesome. So another beautiful aspect of Bayside is you really don't feel like you're in New York City. This is classic Bayside architecture. You see a lot of this in a lot of the pockets of Northeast Queens.
Yeah, you got the Tudor Revival style. One of my favorites, very common in Forest Hills, has that British feel to it. So you have a lot of different mix of of suburban meets city. I know we talked about that already,
Yes.
But it's cool. I could see why families especially probably would like it here.
You get a beautiful variety of trees and just beautiful tree-lined streets.
It is crazy, like comparing the city to Bayside, and not just Bayside, a lot of different neighborhoods in Queens and Brooklyn, even the Bronx, that feel nothing like Manhattan.
When I grew up, there was at least 5 diners in the neighborhood. This is the only one that is still open. They've all shuttered, but this is still one of the best in the city. Family owned, family run. They've been here, give or take, about half century. And I'm honored that they're still here and still part of the Bayside neighborhood.
I've never seen a Greek fast food spot like this. It actually reminds me of a Roland Roaster in Brooklyn.
It's very similar in the fact, the old school facade, family owned, been around forever. This is where I want to go if I want Greek fast food.
We just walked down Northern Boulevard, saw tons of Korean restaurants, but big Greek community too, right?
Originally, mostly Greek. My neighbor, they have a Greek flag flying. We just walked past a massive Greek church. They have the Greek flag flying at another restaurant. So it is a very heavy Greek community. And some of my good friends and good neighbors in the area are all Greek. The Koreans are maintaining the heritage of the neighborhood and bringing in their own culture. It's really a great mix of cultures and a great mix of food.
You smell the souvlaki, you smell everything as soon as you walk in.
That's the smell of family heritage and love. Some of the best meat you're gonna get in the neighborhood.
It looks like a regular fast food spot, but they're playing Greek music, Greek flags everywhere. I love the pride. How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
Good, good. I just want to try your famous lamb and beef gyro. Let's get two of them.
Pleasure to get them. Yeah. We've been supported by the community for over 41 years. We grew in this business. We were taught to make gyros, you know what I mean? From little kids. I'm second generation. We have third generation working in here. I've been blessed to be supported by the community and being alive for 41 years. And we do our part, and everybody else does their part, you know?
Look at this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, my friend.
Enjoy.
This is a sight for sore eyes. I used to eat this almost every day when I was in Greece for a month. Mouth-watering.
Also, the first place I ever had a gyro from when I was a child. And to this day, it's still the best in the area.
The bar was set super high since you were a kid for gyros. It's amazing. I mean, you've been to Greece?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever had a gyro this big in Greece?
No, absolutely not. This is how it's done here.
All right, I'm glad I came hungry today. To quote Ben the cameraman, if it ain't messy, it ain't good. Oh, I mean, you've got the lamb and the beef combined before it even goes on the skewer with this like really like rich, flavorful taste. The tzatziki sauce. This is something else. This is worth coming in here for the hospitality alone. And then we're talking about the food. Definitely one of the best gyros I've had since I've been in Greece. And I don't seek out Greek food enough. I think that's one of the advantages of living in this part of Queens. There's so many Greek places, but for fast food experience, this definitely needs to be on your radar.
It's generally my lunch and my dinner. To be totally honest with you, one goes a long way. They take ample care to take care of their customers.
One more Greek stop. You insisted on Mediterranean tastes. Why?
Another local spot. One, great gift shop. Two, great little Greek tastes that you wouldn't get anywhere else. But it's another old school neighborhood spot that's devoted themselves to the Greek culture.
This business is primarily serving the Greek community. 95% of our products are Greek products, as you can see. And the cheeses are responsible for an estimated 35 to 40% of our sales turnover. People come here for the cheeses.
So these are the kinds of things you're not going to find at your average supermarket in New York.
You do not. This is a destination. It continues to be a destination because people can buy everything from here. This is our feta. A feta that matures in a barrel, in a wooden barrel. People just love it.
Hey, cheers.
Cheers.
That's so good.
People come here from Long Island, from Astoria to buy this.
This is my type of place. He said 99% of the items imported from Greece. Greek lettering, you have to look at the English translations with stickers here. Oh, in Greece, I was the frappe cappuccino. Love it. I was addicted to frappe cappuccino.
There it is, your cappuccino. Yes, it creates an addiction.
It does. It's addictive.
I don't know how you can get rid of it. Once you are in this, you cannot escape.
No, you cannot.
We're only 2 blocks from my house right now, so it's very easy for me to come here and pick up artisanal product.
If I lived 2 blocks from here, I would be here about as often as you as well, okay? I'm a little jealous, I'm not gonna lie. A little jealous. What a store. Now that is definitely a store you've got to check out in Bayside. We're starting this journey in Whitestone, Queens, where my co-host, native New Yorker Greg, you've been coming here for years. Why Utopia Bagels?
There's something special about these bagels. I think they're the best in the city. Just the technique. You're gonna see what it's all about. There's nothing like Utopia Bagels.
Well, it's definitely a lot more space than Manhattan Bagel Shop.
Look at that production area. It's crazy. A lot of people working.
My name is Jesse Spellman. I'm the co-owner at Utopia Bagels. Welcome to the shop. We go through about 70 to 100,000 bagels a week. So that comes out to about 10 to 14,000 bagels a day, all hand rolled. Utopia Bagels opened in 1981. This side of the store we took over in 2014. You know, we're always looking to do new ideas forever and new crazier options. We do a giant pizza bagel, as a lot of you may see now. So we don't teach any timers or anything like that. It's all about feel and eye. So once they get on the seed boards, then we seed the top of them. So the boards go in the oven and they get one rotation around this oven, and then we flip them off of the boards onto the slate. That's how they get the crispy bottoms. This specific oven, it's a Middleby Marshall from 1947. Definitely the only one left in the city, that as far as I know of. Fresh bagels at Utopia is our motto. You come in on any day, 4:30, 4:45, we close at 5. You're still gonna be able to get a hot bagel out the oven. What makes our bagels special is, again, the great workers we have here that is servicing the customers and also taking that extra step in terms of caring for the bagel.
The Bag of Bagels adventure is about to begin. We saw everything being made. You can imagine how hungry we are.
I'm starving right now. Excited to see what you think of it. You're a Fairlawn bagel guy.
I'm a Jersey bagel boy, so I grew up with amazing bagels in my hometown of Fairlawn, New Jersey. We're going simple to start. I got an everything with scallion cream cheese.
Got egg everything, so basically the same, but with the egg bagel, everything seasoning. Not easy to find these. My favorite bagel here to get.
And the first thing that strikes me, they're not that big. A lot of New York bagels are way puffier.
Yeah, it's a lot lighter. It's not so much of a gut bomb usually, which is nice.
All right, let's give us a go. That may be the crispiest exterior of a bagel I've ever tried in my life. And that's a major compliment.
Got a really nice chew to it, very light. Like it's really not gonna be such a gut bomb like some other bagel shops can be.
You know, crispy on the outside and then like soft and pillowy on the interior. I can't say I've ever had a bagel quite like this one, and this has got to be one of the best bagels I've ever had in my entire life.
And they really put a lot of care into it. There's so much prep that goes in the back, just the way they ferment it, proofing. It's just a lot that goes into it. It's really an art to make bagels like this.
I also don't think I've ever finished a bagel this fast. Like, I'm almost done. Bagels usually take a little bit longer for me, but this is so good. I just can't help myself. You know what I think makes them stand out is the oven from 1947. Pizza shops in New York are all about the ovens, but we don't think about bagel places enough when it comes to ovens,
We really
right?
don't, yeah, because like some pizzerias, like they'll keep the ovens forever because really they've been seasoned for a long time. And it would make sense too. I mean, bagels, pizza, they're both baked goods. Prepping with the dough is extremely important in both cases, so it makes a lot of sense. It all comes down to technique.
Attention to detail. I mean, as Jesse was going through it with us, you could see like every little step taken care of there.
What I was really impressed by, there's no timers there. It's all by feel. Like that's experience and professional right there.
And if you like what you saw here, they are available on Goldbelly. One thing that they're very proud of is how they're a mix of an old school spot opened in 1981 and new school with a lot of these, let's say, more Instagrammable bagels.
This is like the ultimate breakfast sandwich right here. You got hash browns, sausage, egg, cheese, avocado, a bit of chipotle mayo on there too, and a Asiago bagel. Never really gotten anything here that's so involved like this. Usually I stick with the classics, so I'm excited to try it. It's really a whole breakfast in one sandwich. And I love that just the bagel itself is not so heavy, just like we've been stressing so far about it. So it really is a great balance of the filling and the bagel.
This is the worth it. We've got cream cheese, lox, tomatoes, onions, and capers on sesame bagel. You know, for a spot so well known for their bagels, their lox are actually really, really good, like not overly salty. Obviously, you have an amazing bagel to go with it. The worth it is absolutely worth it. They have these incredible bagels, and then you can order all sorts of varieties for lunch or even for dinner.
There's actually an excellent Szechuan restaurant directly across the street here called Legend and Taste. We've had a full family-style meal there, and still come here afterwards for dessert because if you're in this neighborhood, you gotta go to Utopia. As long as you're here before 5 o'clock, you gotta do it. So that was dessert.
And Jesse was telling us that some old timers come with suitcases, bring their bagels to Florida to last months.
One day, a gentleman comes in, he goes, "Hey, what's going on? I'm from Dubai, just came here, want to try the bagels." And I'm like, "Did you come here just to try the bagel?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna get the bagels and fly back right now." And the guy, you know, he had nice clothes on, nice watch, decked out. And walk outside, sure enough, there's 9 family members, all from Dubai, like excited, trying the bagels. Crazy the type of people, you know, you get to come from all over.
That was the best bagel I had in my entire life. I said that on camera too.
Oh,
He
always
knows.
is, man.
He knows. Queens is one of the top places in the world to try diverse food. Today, we're gonna be sharing the best cheap eats in Astoria, from Mexico to Greece, Italy, and more. Get ready. For today's co-host, I wanted somebody that was born and raised right here in Astoria, and do I have the perfect person for the job?
Hey, I don't think Astoria gets enough credit for its cheap food scene compared to places like Chinatown, Flushing, Jackson Heights, but today I'm going to show you some awesome places.
There's nothing like the smell of a fresh bagel place. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, everything bagel with cream cheese? No need to toast it. All right, let's go. I just have to say, that is the largest mini bagel I have ever seen before. This is the regular, that's the mini. This is crazy. Okay, ready? One thing that is never lacking in a New York bagel is cream cheese. You always get so much cream cheese. This bagel is just pillowy soft when you bite into it. It's so doughy. I am really picky on bagels, and I'm very impressed with this.
I tried a new flavor today, the Jamaican jerk cream cheese, and this thing is so packed with flavor. It really tastes like a Jamaican barbecue meat. It's awesome. Oh my gosh.
Tell us in the comments, would you try Jamaican jerk cream cheese?
I love cream cheese so much.
There's no shortage of it on there either.
I love the bread because it's really soft in the middle, but it's crunchy outside. So you have both crunchy and soft.
You've just walked by a garden of bagels growing. Is there a bagel seed somewhere that we didn't know about?
That means that spring is coming. You can see the bagels growing.
This is the most unassuming pizza place ever. You could put this anywhere in the US, seriously. Got a Pac-Man here. Cheap eats and a 25-cent arcade machine.
That's me and my father, year 2000. This is outside around mid-80s again.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, that's big. And I feel like you can't do a cheap eats video in New York without including a pizza place. So Samaria Pizza, if Ken says it's good, I'm gonna try this. Here we go. A lot of cheese, not a ton of tomato sauce, good crunch, just solid slice for $2.50. If I lived in Astoria, this would be my neighborhood spot for sure. And it's really big too. I think in New York, if it's not dollar pizza, it better be a big slice, and you get plenty of value here.
So those dollar pizza places, they can't really compare to this. I mean,
No.
you get quality here. Look at all the cheese on it. Just go for it, man. You bite into it, that crunch, that cheese. Oh man, it is great. Absolutely awesome. So there's a Mexican grocery store, but we gotta go to the back for this.
So normally you can sit in the back here, but due to COVID, that is not available. I've had some amazing meals in the back of grocery stores in Queens like this.
3 tacos, 1 carnitas, 2 carne asada.
It's my favorite bread right there, concha. I have more here. Buñuelos.
Sweet, crispy wheels. Listo, vamos. I always say the best tacos in New York are in Queens. This is really nice, my carnitas, plenty of meat, cilantro, onion. I'm not even putting any salsa, we're just gonna take one big bite. Not bad at all. These are the kind of tacos you normally eat on weekends for breakfast, right? In Mexico?
Yeah, for brunch.
These are like the Mexican brunch tacos you'd eat in Mexico in the morning, on the weekend, and that's completely the vibe I get just taking a bite of it. Queens continues to live up to the hype when it comes to Mexican food. Definitely one of the easiest boroughs to find good Mexican. Granted, I don't normally think of Astoria. I typically think of like Jackson Heights or Elmhurst, but it's good to know you can get this in Astoria.
I don't think these are the best tacos in Queens, but for Astoria, it's great for the neighborhood, and for $2.50, can't go wrong with these. Astoria is home to a lot of Greek people, and this is the best Greek supermarket in Queens. We'll get cabbage.
Cabbage.
Yep.
Very nice.
What's your dream job?
Taking care of dogs. I can do it for free.
We have moussaka, which is like Greek lasagna. Now, Astoria has the largest Greek community in New York City. 10% of the population here is of Greek descent. We covered King Souvlaki in another video about Astoria, putting a card to it. I know a lot of you would say, why didn't you go there? We wanted to go to the Greek supermarket. Look at this food. Lamb, cream, potato, looks like a little lasagna crust. I've honestly never tried this before. Let's do it. Where to begin? I don't know if it's like the creaminess when you take a bite. The lamb is just so flavorful. For $14, you could easily split this in 2 or 3, but personally, if you were really hungry, I think this would be great for even one person.
This is so good. Seriously. And it's so big. Sorry guys, I'm gonna finish this.
Yeah, wait, whoa. We still have other people who need to eat it.
Moussaka, Greek eggplant, bechamel cream, lamb. Oh my gosh, look at all this goodness. I got all the layers there. Let's try this thing. One big bite. Everyone knows the rules.
All right, Barstool Sports.
Awesome, man. You got the lamb in there, it's very filling and flavorful. You got the potato, it's very warming. Oh my gosh.
I like how your eyes are still closed. You were actually envisioning the feelings as you were describing
I know.
it.
I was like,
You're having
wow.
some kind of a sensory
It's
overload.
like so much flavors in this eggplant. It's unbelievable. So this place is called the Sandwich King of Astoria. The whole place smells like peppers. It's crazy.
What the heck is the bomb?
Everything loaded.
Fully loaded.
Yeah, we'll get the bomb. Okay. We're putting 4 pieces.
Yeah,
4 pieces, please. Feel how heavy this is.
Hey, let me see. Let me see. This is one sandwich and 2 bottles of Coke.
This is unbelievable.
Oh my gosh.
Can't even fit this around my whole arm.
Guys, I have the ingredients of the bomb. There's so much to this. I actually have to read it. Okay, thin sliced salami, ham, turkey, pepperoni, mortadella, provolone cheese, American cheese, lettuce, tomato, peppers, deli mustard, and a pinkish dressing that looks like Thousand Island, I think. $11.99, and this could feed a family of 4, I think. So we're stretching the cheap eats in this video to not just a $5 or less, but good things to share. This reminds me of the monster sandwich from Sarge's Deli, but much cheaper, like much, much cheaper. All right, about 15 ingredients in one bite. Let's see if I can do it. This is like eating an entire deli in one bite. Like, you have almost every single possible ingredient here. It's like a workout for your mouth to actually eat everything. It's like willing to get dirty for you guys. I'm willing to do dry cleaning for you guys.
Where to even begin? How many meats are in this thing? I don't even know what I'm tasting. There's like everything in your mouth. The more you eat it, the more flavors you taste. It's like, it's a never-ending cycle of flavors.
I don't think most people realize how big Astoria is. 5 different stops on the N, 2 different stops on the R train. We've been running around this area a lot today.
Oh yeah, there's good spots all over this.
Yeah, it's really spread out. That's something you need to know.
It's my favorite cheap eats place in Astoria. The prices here for Italian sit-down dinner food here or lunch can't be beat. I haven't found a place like this anywhere else in the city where you can get like chicken marsala for $12, because when I go to Manhattan I see this dish, it's usually like
$25 and up.
$11.95. I know.
That's been the theme of this video. Damn, that's a lot of food. I feel a little bit bad giving away Action Kid's favorite local cheap spot. He's never put this in a video before, right? Never?
Nope, never.
Let's see what the $11.95 chicken marsala is like. Little pasta too. This is a good neighborhood spot that you just take your friends to when you're visiting, that you know won't cost a lot of money and that's no frills. Every neighborhood needs a little Italian joint like this just to have. 2 people, $12. Sign me up for that. Like, definitely sign me up for that.
Excellent as always. I mean, very flavorful. They give you so much for the money. Excellent.
I think the reputation for Astoria is like overpriced food, lots of like expensive stuff, trendy stuff, but they don't realize there's a lot of like hidden gems like these in the story where you can get a lot of food for a reasonable price.
Bring a hearty appetite. We're exploring New York's biggest Chinatown in Flushing, Queens. I'll be joined by a native New Yorker and Chinese American to show you some mouth-watering places to eat, and we may even bump into a celebrity or two.
How's it going, guys? Real Life Peter Griffin here, and welcome to Flushing. Freaking sweet.
I have never been to Flushing with a local who actually knew what to order and all those insider spots. And, well, my guest is somebody you probably recognize if you watch my channel enough.
Hey folks, Action Kid here. We're in Flushing, Queens, and we're gonna check out a bunch of spots. We're gonna get some great food, some great things to drink, and let's go check it out. Our first stop is Taipei Hong. It's an excellent Taiwanese restaurant. And if many of you have watched my channel, you know I came back from a trip in Taiwan in January, and I was looking for a good Taiwanese spot, and this is it.
This is honestly one of my favorite things about New York City is that you could just wander into what feels like a little hole in the wall here and have absolutely tremendous food waiting for you. Getting a little sneak peek of what's coming here. I hope it looks better in person. I think it's going to look way better in person.
I hope it looks better in person. 一个香肠和3个瓜包.
Look at this steamed bun with pork belly inside, Taiwanese burger. So much love went into this. Ready?
Right, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Let's do this. This pork, so much flavor, and you have the little pieces of peanut on top. It almost feels like there's a peanut paste on it when you eat this. Wow, like really good choice for a complete hole in the wall, I have to say.
I know, it is so good. You got the little peanuts, like John said, the pickled mustard as well, and the pork belly along with the steamed bun. Perfect combination. You have so many flavors in this. It rocks. Authentic too. I went to Taiwan, and this is the closest I've gotten to good pork belly burger in New York City.
Too many tourists make the mistake, and granted, if it's your first time in New York, you might not have time to spend 40 minutes on the train coming to Flushing, but if it's your second trip to New York, if you've just moved to New York, or if you're here on a longer trip, you owe it to yourself to come to Flushing. I've been here before. It's just a foodie's paradise, I would call it.
Yeah, it really is a foodie's paradise. You come here, you'll be in love with the neighborhood just from the food.
This sausage is a type of sausage that make an average fried rice to like amazing fried rice. So I'll probably put like amazing then. I'll say amazing fried rice.
Amazing fried rice.
It's really good. Very tasty.
So here we are at the corner of Main Street and Roosevelt Avenue. This is the third busiest intersection in the city after Times Square, Manhattan, and Herald Square.
I want to add something. You said that was one of the busiest intersections in the city. I think this is by far busier than Manhattan right now, like by far busier. There's no tourists. These are just locals walking around. Like you completely feel that New York City buzz here. Action Kid, on the theme of places I probably wouldn't have even stopped at if I walked by, we're on to stop number 2, White Bear.
Yep, White Bear, it's very small as you can see. You could just pass right by it, but we're gonna go here and get the number 6, which is the wontons in the spicy chili oil, and it's delicious.
Guys, you know what would be hilarious if that Mexican food truck across the street was the best in the city, but nobody
knew it because it's in the middle of Chinatown here. That's what's great about New York. You can have all types of ethnic food, any neighborhood, doesn't matter. Actually, can I have to say we picked the most colorful places to film. This is real New York right here. All right, so we've got the wonton here with spicy chili oil. Let's see if my palate can handle this. I think I'm gonna be okay. Look at all that chili oil just dripping off. I'm gonna go in for this. I've never tried wonton with spicy chili oil before. Just like melted in my mouth and just the right amount of spice. Not that hot. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for some crazy heat, flames to come out of my throat. No, I'm good. I can handle it. You can handle it.
Oh, wow. That chili oil just adds so much flavor to this wonton. It's not too hot, but it adds the right amount of flavor to it. I can taste the pork and all these vegetables, and I think it's scallion maybe, but this place has been written up a few times being one of the best places to eat in Flushing. Never disappoints.
You know how I knew both of these places were gonna be really good? Each of them took about 10 minutes to prepare it, even though there was no line. That is usually a really good signal, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, when there's no people around and you go there and you have to wait, you know they're busy preparing the food, and it's gonna be fresh and delicious.
You know what I love best about Flushing? It's that in this little mall here, we've got Papa Rich. I did a video there a few years ago, amazing Malaysian food, Chinese food next stall over, and then we have Coop Chicken, an amazing Korean fried chicken spot.
This is the best Korean fried chicken place in Flushing. We got 12 pieces of fried chicken here, chicken wings. Half of it is soy garlic and half of it is their spicy sauce. So,
guys, I'm sorry, I can't concentrate on the food. The real life Peter Griffin's sitting right there. I was a big Family Guy fan, still am. This is the important thing, because I can't promise you that Peter's gonna be sitting there when you come here. All right, 1, 2, 3. Every place you've taken us to has gotten better, and better. This is unbelievable. So crispy and just the right amount of soy sauce flavor. Wow. I haven't tried the spicy yet. You said that's hot.
This is hot.
I'm gonna try it, but this is something else. This is good.
If you like hot, spicy stuff, then this is probably for you. I'm not really a spice person, but it's still good regardless. The skin is just cooked perfectly. This chicken is so tender. It's good, but the spice, I can't handle it.
I can handle it, but not comfortably. Like, I need some water. It's not the first bite of the spicy chicken wings that gets you. It's the second or third bite that kind of sneaks up on you. And then you realize, okay, there's a little fire in my mouth right now.
Okay. No, John, did you mean third bite or third piece?
Oh. So this is a medium for you, tops.
Not even.
Not even medium. Wow. This man's from the Philippines, folks. This man's from the Philippines. Picture?
Yeah, sure.
Actually, one of my favorite things about Queens Chinatown is just how much space you actually have here. Like in Manhattan's Chinatown, especially when it's a busy tourist season, sometimes you feel like you can't even breathe there.
I know, even Canal Street, which is like their biggest street, it's like everything's squished in because there's so many people and vendors. So we're at the Prince Tea House, our last stop in Flushing, Queens, and this spot is known for their teas. It's by their name, on Prince Street, the original location.
This restaurant is absolutely beautiful. The interior, it feels like you're having tea with the British royal family. And this is actually, I just realized, the first time that I'm doing indoor dining in New York City since March. It has been that long, and it's open at 25%. It's perfect because nobody's here right now, so I feel perfectly safe. So I'm happy to be doing my first indoor dining in 7 months with you.
Darjeeling Margaret's Hope Black Tea.
Refreshing.
It is so refreshing, and it's great for such a heavy meal that we've eaten before. It really cleanses our palate.
Dessert here is so good. It's interesting because we're only going to 4 places today in Flushing. I feel like you could spend an entire year wandering here and not even hit every single restaurant. It's just a truly overwhelming neighborhood in the best possible way.
It really is, and I've lived in Queens my whole life. I still haven't experienced all these restaurants in Flushing. Only just recommendations, and then I'll go pop in, but there's so much more to explore here.
Every single place we've been to today, I would return to. Normally I wouldn't say that in a video. There's always maybe one that I don't like that much, but every single spot I have thoroughly enjoyed. Which all the credit goes to you for this, of course.
Oh, thanks. Let's try this tiramisu now. Flushing is the foodie's heaven of.
It really is.
Of East Asian food, I have to say. Oh. And I just ruined it. Okay. Oh wow. It has that really, really strong, like, chocolatey flavor on the top.
Food coma coming up, guys. Goodness. What's up, members of the barrio? It's John, coming to you from Woodside, Queens, aka Little Manila, and this neighborhood of New York has been one of the most popular spots I've ever covered on this channel. But we're coming back today with a different perspective. I've got a local good friend of mine, Ben, who's from the Philippines, lives around here, and he's gonna show us around some really cool spots.
Yeah, I'm Ben. I'm from the area. I was born and raised in the Philippines, and I'm excited to take John around to show him some Filipino stuff. We're in front of Phil-Am, Filipino America. It's a Filipino grocery store which has got a lot of Filipino stuff, especially from my childhood, or a lot of stuff that I grew up with, so very excited.
A lot of the people that come here, they are Filipinos from the tri-state area, and they know exactly what they're looking for. I mean, this is the spot right here where I promised you guys I would eat balut, and I did eventually eat it. You can get duck embryo for $1.15. There's some really interesting items here.
So right above us right now, they're called Christmas lanterns, paroles. So basically, we came in at the right moment. So as soon as it gets to September, like we would call it Burr month, it's basically Christmas time in the Philippines.
Guys, I want to introduce you to somebody. This is Robert from the YouTube channel, That Guy You Met Today.
What's
He's
up?
visiting New York, and he was just in the Philippines, and I thought this would be a fun thing to do to bring him along with us.
Yes.
What do you think so far?
I am smelling some incredible things outside, and I'm so hungry.
Ever famous dried mangoes from the Philippines. One of the best dried mangoes you can get. They export it all over the world. What else? Oh, Skyflakes. This is like our national snacks, Skyflakes. It's kind of ironic, right? Because it's got like a very like American flag look to it.
You know what? It does.
But yeah, we eat this with pretty much like we eat this pretty much with anything. What's like hummus, all that kind of stuff. Like this is like basically like our crackers. So
anyone who's been to the Philippines or been to a Jollibee before knows halo halo. Very good stuff.
Dinuguan, this is pig's blood.
Oh, really?
You never had this.
Wait, pork, beef blood, yeah.
Oh, beef.
I have a story about that. It was just kind of served to me, and I was like, okay, I'll try this out. I'll try anything once if I see other people eating it. And I took a bite, and I'm like, this is delicious. And I'm like, what is this? And I see all these Filipinos laughing, and they're like, that's the blood, man. And I'm like, well,
they didn't tell you
it's
beforehand.
delicious. Yeah, and I'm glad that they didn't. But that stuff, there's actually nothing off-putting about it at all.
Stocking up right now. I like
know.
this.
It's like I was just here like literally like a week ago, but I mean you can never have enough Filipino goods, right?
Everyone here is very friendly. Thank you. All right, Ben, we are on our way to stop number 2, and for anyone who's not familiar with Little Manila, how would you describe it as a local?
As a local, well, I would describe it as a perfect place to be if you're homesick. If you're Filipino, you know.
Yeah.
As a student myself who lives by myself, you know, I miss my mom's cooking all the time. And so I am just thankful that we have this Little Manila, this strip, where I can find everything from breakfast, lunch, dinner, everything, you know, like that I long for. And apart from just food, they also have other services like air cargo, where you can send packages to your loved ones. So yeah, they have a bank, you can send money. It's really, I mean, in the summer, this place area reminds me of actual Manila. It's just the stores, the traffic, just everything, the look, the feel, the vibe, and the people. So you can see we're probably surrounded by a lot of Filipinos right now. Now off to Kamayan sa Kusina. Kamayan means actually eating with your bare hand. I don't think we're gonna do it here, but this is just a newly opened restaurant, Resto Barr. So that's basically a restaurant mixed with a bar plus like a videoke, like karaoke kind of like place.
Are we gonna karaoke?
It looks like it's playing. Yeah, so
it's a Filipino restaurant fusion in which we try a little bit of the Filipino food, making it different from the rest so that we will stand out amongst the other restaurant that is here right now in Roosevelt. Our restaurant is not only designed for Filipinos but also for other nationalities. Often we see different kinds of races here in the restaurant, introducing the Filipino cuisine so that we will be known not only in the Philippines and Roosevelt but around the world.
This place is actually really new. It's only opened in the last year, and Instagrammable could be the right word to describe this place. Very funky.
the very first thing that you walk into a Filipino restaurant, very first thing that people know is, you know, would ask for is lumpia. It's lumpia Shanghai. Ground pork with mixed veggies and deep fried, really good. Kare kare. This is a peanut butter paste, you know, sautéed with meat and veggies. Normally they'd mix this up in a pan, and that's how they'd cook it. But this time they separated the vegetables and the meat, which is, I guess, that's their fusion, right? And then we have bulalo. This is bulalo steak. Normally this would be in a bowl of just like a warm, like hot soup, and you'd slurp it, and it's amazing. This was not on our list. This is a pork liampo, which is you know, like a grilled pork with veggies and of course soy sauce and vinegar on the side. This is called sisig. I'm from Pampanga, and if you go to Pampanga, this is what we're mainly known for. Well, Pampanga is the culinary capital of the Philippines, and we were the ones, I think, who pioneered this beauty right here.
Kare kare here was really calling out to me out of all the dishes. I mean, it's pork with peanut butter paste, maybe because I'm a big pad Thai fan when I eat Thai food, but the aroma of this, the second it landed, oh my goodness. This looks and smells delicious. Let's see how it tastes. It is a lot crispier and crunchier than I thought it would be. That's not a bad thing, actually. I like the little peanut flakes on top of the paste. Like, if you are a fan of peanut butter like I am, my goodness, you are in heaven with this pork dish.
Sisig down the hatch. That is a textural feast. Wow. Wow.
Should say manyaman.
Manyaman. Ooh, I said that right the first time.
What's manyaman mean?
That means delicious in Kapampangan. This is our basically our national food in my hometown. The texture seems fine. Let's see if it's any good. Alright. I like that you were greeted by like the crunchiness of the onion, like as soon as you like chew, and it's the flavor. Let me take another one. I really can't taste it. Okay. I have to keep eating it to be able to taste it. Yeah,
you gotta make sure that it's good. You gotta make sure for a while.
Alright, you guys, so I'm gonna like...
You take some of the pork, some of the onion, some of the raw egg. We'll just dive right into Ben's hometown specialty dish.
Pampanga's best.
Wow. Literally melts in your mouth. Just juicy, and taste a little bit of the onion, the egg coating it. It's kind of interesting. But melts right in your mouth. I like your hometown already.
There you go. Culinary capital of the Philippines. Yeah.
Cucina Pinoy, really amazing. And I'm not just saying that, I mean awesome food, a little bit different. I love the fusion they have going on. This is the perfect spot for somebody that wants something a little bit different in Little Manila. Check them out, trust me. As you can see here in Woodside, Mexican food truck. About 5 minutes this way, walk to Jackson Heights. It is one of my favorite food neighborhoods of New York City. Oh my goodness, the food you can get, all of Queens really. Queens is the best food borough in New York City. I will stand by that statement until the end.
For the record, that's the first time I've ever walked by a truck with tacos and not purchased one.
So there's a place where we can have lechon, which is like a full roasted pig. And it's like, I think it's decently priced. They have pig's head over there.
All right, Ben, we are in front of Red Ribbon, and they have these all over the Philippines. I believe this is the only location in New York City.
I think so, yeah, I think so too. So Red Ribbon is a sister company of Jollibee, I'm pretty sure. And it's basically our, you know, like it's our bakery. And we have a lot of famous desserts and famous sweets and delicacies, and it's gonna be good.
I've been here once or twice, so I kind of know what to expect, but let's get in there.
Yeah, I remember my childhood, my mom would always get me, these, you know, on the way home, and then we'd eat it for dessert after dinner. And let's see, it still tastes the same, spongy cake. Huh? So it's just like home.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Boink.
Boink. Spongy.
Yeah.
Sweet. Right, I'm actually more excited for the mocha than the butter. I agree with Ben. Mocha would be great. There's some coffee. Maybe even to dunk in the coffee, I don't know.
I like how this isn't very heavy. Like, it's really just like a palate cleanser because it's not like overwhelming flavors or sweetness or any of that. So that's really great.
One bonus stop, we're going to the Sorry Sorry store. We filmed there the last time I was here, and I believe the guy that works there is quite the character, so I wanted to say hi. Ben insisted on showing us his favorite Filipino beer, which it's tough to find Filipino beer in this neighborhood outside of this one store, right?
It is, it really is. And then you get to this store and it's all of a sudden, voila! It's just right here, yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, I mean, like Corona drinkers out there, this is, I mean, I don't know who can back me up on this, but this is a lot better than Corona.
Bello, only Bello touched my skin, yeah? This is number one. I have a lot of customers because they said, oh my God, what's happened to your face? I keep using the Bello Day Cream. I'm having a menstruation.
We're having menstrual cramps.
Yeah, that one.
Filipino Midol.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're learning a lot. We're learning a lot
Yeah.
here. We're gonna be nice and shady and drink beer outside from plastic bags instead of paper bags.
It's juice. Apple juice, grape juice. No, it's San Miguel mixed
whatever.
juice.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Tagay on 3.
All right, Tagay.
Ready? Tagay.
What's up, members of the Barrio? It's John coming to you from Astoria, Queens, and today we're going to be exploring the largest Little Brazil in New York City. We've got an awesome guest host with us. She's also a YouTuber. She's from Brazil, and she's going to show us around her favorite spots in this neighborhood. We're going to be eating a lot of good food. Hope you're hungry. Here we go.
Hi guys, welcome to Astoria. My name is Marta Saxter. I'm Brazilian and I've been living here for about 7 years, I believe. And Astoria is my home. Many Brazilians live here. You will find many restaurants, supermarkets, bakeries, and I want to take you guys with us to explore some of my favorite spots here in Astoria.
All right, Martha, we are starting this tour at the Rio Market, a Brazilian supermarket. What makes this place so cool?
Whenever I miss Brazilian food, I come here. Not only to eat fresh food, but also to buy cookies, desserts, sweets, pastries, everything to take home. So I have plenty of Brazilian food for the rest of the month. So it's my favorite spot to everything Brazilian.
The
this is the Brazilian corner. You will find other Brazilian products throughout the store, but this is where you find all the good stuff, like all the cookies and things we're very proud of.
Famous Brazilian flip-flops.
Yes.
I think I bought some of these when I was in Rio, actually.
You can find them here in very special styles, limited editions, so it's really cool.
Which one's your favorite? Which one would you buy?
I love the one with the Brazilian flag just because it's cool. I see a lot of people wearing, they're not Brazilian, so it makes me happy. Okay, so if you come to a Brazilian supermarket, you want to buy snacks. And these are some of my favorites. This is fandangos. I think they have similar things here like Elma chips and stuff, but this is very Brazilian.
Yeah.
And also biscoito de polvilho. They have different flavors, but the original one is the best in my opinion. So you gotta get that.
Kind of look like little peanuts.
Yeah, it's very crunchy. It's delicious. You can eat the entire bag in like 10 minutes. I love it.
What is this? This is tomato sauce?
It's tomato sauce. It's the elephant one.
The elephant tomato sauce.
And your kids like, oh, the elephant one. This is pão de queijo, the most popular thing in Brazil, food. You can eat for breakfast, for lunch, for snack, for dinner, for whenever you're craving something good. And it's made of cheese, but also made of 2 different kinds of flours. So yeah, you must have this in Brazil. And you can buy a bunch of pão de queijo to, what do you call, mix? Yeah. To make it at home.
More pão de queijo. Is that right? Pão de queijo?
Pão de queijo.
Pão de queijo. We need some work in my Portuguese. Everywhere. You guys are obsessed, you're right.
So every day for lunch we have rice and beans, every single day. Lunch and dinner sometimes. So this is where the good stuff is. You find coxinha. I don't know how to explain. It has chicken inside, catupiry, the one I think I just showed you. You will also find pastel, which is similar to empanadas, but better. I'm kidding. So you find all the good stuff here at the, here. I don't know how to explain.
Guarana, which I drank a lot of when I was in Brazil, and I don't know if I've had any in the last 10 years. It tastes just like I remembered it. It's very good.
This is coxinha. How do you call this? Like a dough?
Pastry?
Pastry? It's chicken inside, and sometimes it comes with cheese, like cream cheese, and sometimes no. And this is pastel, and it's kind of like empanada, but different. Yeah, it's kind of like an empanada, Brazilian style empanada.
Beef and cheese.
No, this is chicken and cheese.
Chicken and cheese. We'll just do it over. Chicken, cheese. Looks delicious. It's fried, doughy. Let's take a bite. It's crunchy. I like how doughy it is in the center, and then you get to the chicken. It's a nice snack. I think if I had 2 or 3 of these, I could probably call this a meal.
Yeah. We serve them at birthday parties.
Birthday parties?
Yeah, like smaller versions of it.
This would be the perfect spread for like the Super Bowl. Like forget your nachos and cheese. I'm just gonna go with this. February. And Guarana. Maybe mixed with some alcohol though, I don't know.
Yeah.
I want you to explain to everyone how Little Brazil isn't like, let's say, Chinatown, where every single shop is Chinese, but this is very spread out.
It's not like only one location and all the business are Brazilian, but that's where most Brazilians live in New York. I mean, the largest group of Brazilians. So, yeah.
So there's more than a dozen Brazilian spots all spread around through Astoria. We're showing you some of our favorites. All right, we've made it to stop number 2, Pão de Queijo. I'm gonna pronounce it right eventually. And it is your favorite Brazilian food, right?
Yes. You have to come here if you want to try authentic pão de queijo. So right here we have pão de queijo. It's one of the most traditional, best foods in Brazil. And we eat it for breakfast, for snack, at birthday parties, any time of the day that you want. And if you don't like it, if you try and don't like it, I probably don't allow you in Brazil. I'm just kidding, but I'm sure you're gonna like it.
So, cheese bread, very traditional Brazilian. I haven't had this in so long, but I know what it is.
Like for the past 6 months, I tried it. And usually I move on.
Okay, Brazil can accept me. Very savory. Nice and doughy, soft in the middle, a little harder on the outside. 7 of these for $3. I could probably eat 50.
So when I became vegan, sponge cake was the one thing, the hardest thing for me to give up. Until I found out there is vegan cheese available in the market, but it was the first thing that came to my mind. I'm gonna live without cheese bread. So my favorite food in Brazil, and it's from Minas, my state. So I love it.
I keep saying I'm gonna put this away and bring it to Adriana, and we have 3 left. And
sorry, Adriana.
Sorry, Adriana. You know, people are gonna make fun of me for this. I ate just about every pão de queijo in here. I think I got it. I think I got the pronunciation right. And we are going to our 3rd stop because there's gonna be so much food. We couldn't order more in here, right? We have a buffet coming up.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good, guys. You ready? Let's go. We walked by the front door and I smelled meat. Like the second we walked by, just the odor of meat, and I'm already hungry. I mean, this is one of your favorite places, right?
Yes, perfect for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's very convenient by the subway, so it's a different atmosphere of Astoria, also it's a different vibe. So it's one of my favorites.
All right, guys, smell the meat. Let's go.
So this is a traditional Brazilian buffet. We have rice and beans, of course, a bunch of meat, and also a great salad bar. But if you feel like having a Brazilian churrasco, which is Brazilian barbecue, you can go to the back and they have an amazing churrasco spot. And it's $8.99 a pound if you want to include the churrasco, or $7.99 a pound for this buffet over here.
Guys, I have to admit, they have some really healthy options here. It's not your typical buffet. They've got quinoa. They have salmon. That was the first thing that jumped out to me, how sweet potato, the healthy choices they have. But if you're anything like me, you're here for the Brazilian barbecue. And I saw this stuff hanging on skewers. Ooh, that's what I'm gonna be getting for sure. Top sirloin and skirt steak. This is what I'm most interested in. I've been to Brazilian steakhouses, Brazilian all-you-can-eat places where they carve it right in front of you. So I like that touch here where you can go order whatever you want and just add it on to the price of your buffet. So let's try some top sirloin. Very tender. I like this a lot. Also, just the right amount of salt. I've had problems at steakhouses in the past where there's just too much salt on the meat. Not an issue here, but I really love this top sirloin. If you come here, this has got to be your pick.
But I miss the Brazilian community so much, so I try to live as close as possible. So Astoria is a perfect mix for, New York and Brazil.
Why don't you show everyone your super healthy meal?
Açaí, people, very popular in the world, but it's a Brazilian thing especially, so it's really good. They blend it with Guaraná, so
Speechless.
I don't want to get food. John wanted to have a traditional Brazilian experience, like a meal, so I asked the people here what would be the best option for juice. So they came with it, they bring the juice to the table and he doesn't know what it is. So you have to guess. Ready?
I'm so excited. Okay, ready? I don't know. It tastes like vegetables. Is it beets? Is it beets? I knew it.
Most Brazilian restaurants you will find at least orange or lemonade, or in this case, beets, orange, and carrot. Super fresh, so I really miss this here.
We're eating this lovely brigadeiro. Martha said if I don't like this, I also cannot go back to Brazil.
You ate the whole thing at once. I thought you were gonna take a bite and be like, very creamy, delicious.
It's not my style.
I hope you guys guys liked it. There are a lot more to see here in Astoria. And if you want to check my channel, he'll leave the link down below. I share everything in New York City, and also my Instagram is Marta Saxer. And I hope to see you guys soon here in Astoria.
Today, we're in South Richmond Hill, Queens, and we'll be exploring Little Guyana, an area hardly known to most New Yorkers. We'll be eating, drinking, and shopping at an intersection of culture, from West Indian to Caribbean and more. Let's put this neighborhood on the map. Today's guest was a TV host in her native Guyana, and today she's a proud New Yorker.
A lot of people often confuse Guyana with Ghana. Like when I tell them I'm from Guyana, they're like, Ghana, right? I'm like, no, Guyana. And then I have to tell them that this country is actually neighbor to Brazil, Venezuela, Suriname, and a very fun fact, Guyana is actually the only English-speaking country in South America. So a lot of people often ask me, how's your English so good? Well, then I have to remind them of that fact.
Tanya, I think something that's very interesting is that the Guyanese are the 5th largest foreign-born population in New York City at 140,000.
That's correct, John. And Guyanese are actually the 2nd largest foreign-born group here in Queens, right after the Chinese.
Which is something that I think many people would be extremely surprised about.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the case. So I'm really happy that we're doing this right now, so people have a great idea of Little Guyana and just how much this country and neighborhood has to offer. Anytime I want Guyanese Chinese food, this is the place that I come to. I either come here to eat or I order. That's because it's just so flavorful, because we're so used to a lot of flavor. So the Chinese in our country actually tailor the food to suit us, and it's super packed with flavor. John, I'm so excited to have you try this today. We're gonna have the chicken lo mein. Hope you enjoy.
I'm sure I will. I've actually had Chinese Spanish infusion before in the Upper West Side. It was a Cuban Chinese fusion, which was really good. So I'm excited to try the Chinese Guyanese fusion. It should be interesting.
Oh,
thank you so much.
Very good. So excited. Let's go.
First bite ever of Guyanese chicken lo mein. We're both salivating right now. Let me try this. I mean, I have to say this tastes nothing like the American-style Chinese food that you would expect for chicken lo mein. So much flavor from the chicken. Even the lo mein is completely different than what I'm used to. Just the sauce on top. I love discovering different cultures in New York City. You guys have no idea. I've never been to Little Guyana before, but we are off to one heck of a start with this amazing chicken lo mein, some of the best rum in the world. Wow. We could just end the video right now and I would sleep well tonight. We've got a lot more to go, trust me.
Exactly how much flavor I was expecting. So rich, so delicious, so different than regular American Chinese. This is actually the El Dorado 15-year-old rum. It has won the gold medal for consecutive years, so it's kind of known as the best rum in the world. Taste it, should I taste it?
Yeah, go ahead. Best rum in the world. A little strong for you though, huh? Ooh, I love rum, for the record. I love rum. I could just drink this straight.
Yeah. I'm gonna put some Coke in there.
I don't think it personally needs a chaser.
No, that's better. Rum and Coke, guys. You have to try it.
It looks hot.
You can take a smell. It smells so good, though.
What's it called?
It's pepper sauce.
It smells good, but how does it taste?
It's really spicy.
I dared myself to try a little bit of the pepper sauce, and everyone's warning me, including the waiter, to be careful. I'm gonna put a little tiny bit on my plate. I don't know if that was too much. I think this is enough. Let me try it. I really don't. See, when it gets to your throat, ooh. It's hot. I mean, no denying that I need a drink every time it just gets hotter and hotter as it goes down.
Here we go. I'm sorry, but that's like really normal to me.
So you're saying that I have no tolerance at all for heat. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay to say.
I'm so sorry, but it was really not hot.
You're laughing at me, wow. I've got a lot of work to do. What is your favorite thing about being from Guyana?
Our motto is actually one people, one nation, one destiny. So I'm really, really proud that a country with so many different cultures could live in such peace, love, and unity. So definitely I think that's what I'm most proud of.
Something we're definitely trying to work towards in this country as well. You're teaching us some Guyanese Creole. What else you got?
Yeah, so we're going on the corner, meaning we're going in the corner, and I could be like, yo, what's up, bye?
What's up, bye?
That's what's up, boy.
I'm pretty good,
Or you
are
can
you?
tell me, what's up, gal?
What's up, gal?
Gal.
All right, gal.
Yeah, that's a girl.
How do you say I love New York in Guyanese Creole?
I like New York. Yeah, so you know you're on Liberty Avenue when you hear that. So if you want to find Liberty Avenue, just listen for that, and yeah, you know where you are.
Oh, I hear it.
So now we're in a little market where you can find a lot of great Guyanese groceries, you know, like fresh fruits, fish, and snacks. So as soon as you walk in, we've got salsa. You call this salsa or chicken foot?
Chicken foot?
Yeah, because it resembles the feet of chicken.
Okay.
So they call it chicken foot. So this is basically made with like seasonings and peas. It's very delicious. Pineapple soda, yeah. This is really, really good.
Yeah?
So yeah, you should try it. This one's nice.
All right, guys, pineapple soda. We're gonna buy this.
The hot pepper sauce that we actually tried at the Hibiscus restaurant. A very staple product that we use in Guyana. It's called the casa reap. Okay, so this is basically a cooking utensil. We actually put this in a pot and we go like this. That's how you use it.
That looks like a lot more work.
I mean, but we're used to it, and the old-fashioned way is always the best way.
Tomboy, Guyana, West Indian, pineapple soda. It reminds me of the Jamaican soda I've had, like almost the same thing. Super, super sweet. And Tanya insisted I get some salsa. Kind of hard to describe. Like salty. And you told me there was a kind of a pea flavor. Even a little spicy at the end too.
It's like lentils.
Like lentils? Actually a lot spicier than I thought.
I'm sorry, here you go.
This reminds me of Jackson Heights, Queens, but instead of Latino, it's got a Caribbean flair. Everything is loud and bright here.
We actually have a large population from Trinidad and Tobago, Suriname as well, and a few from like Jamaica, Barbados, and other parts of the Caribbean.
So a really eclectic mix.
Yeah, definitely, but the culture is so rich and ties in very well with ours. This is called a sari. It's actually a long piece of cloth, and you wrap it to look like this. This is like for the males, this is called a kurta.
So, there's a line at 3 o'clock on a Thursday. That's how you know a place is good. Where'd you go?
I'm right here. Roti with potato curry. What we got was a roti with aloo or potato curry.
Roti. It's really nice, and what I like is it's also vegetarian. I know a lot of you out there say that I eat too much meat on the channel. I specifically ordered this thinking of you guys that, you know, not everything we do has to always have meat with it. But, you know, just really soft on the outside, chunky pieces of potato, a little spicy, just the way you would expect it. Coconut water, which is frozen. Oh, this is good. Ooh.
Refreshing, right?
Refreshing, really cold too. Like, I know we were actually looking for somebody who was cutting fresh coconuts outside. We didn't find him here, but you know, this is the next best thing. I mean, straight out of Guyana.
That's really good. I love the spices in the curry. It's like really fresh. You can tell that they just grinded the spices or something. Really good. Yeah, that's so good.
So good, it makes you laugh. I don't even know where she's running.
There's so much to eat here, so we're just gonna pick on something that's really simple but yet so delicious, the chicken patty. Wash it down with some peanut punch.
Peanut punch. I can't wait to see what this is.
It's gonna punch you, trust me.
It's gonna punch me, okay.
Yep.
They look amazing. I mean, I could just see Tanya's eyes as we open this up. She was like, oh my God. Then she got 12 of them, so I'm only having one. All right, let's take a big bite. So soft, so crumbly as you bite into it. And then the minced up chicken, packs a punch, good flavor, a lot of veggies mixed in here as well. Now I see why she got so many, because I don't know if you could eat just one of these.
That's what I told you.
You probably need to eat at least 3 of them at once, but oh my God. Jamaican patties, you gotta run for your money here. I don't know what I like more. It's tough. So good though. I love finding new things in my own city I never even heard of before.
Love it. It's the best snack ever. The reason why I got so much is I would just like buy these and then put it in a toaster oven. It gets back as crispy as it just came out of the oven. So no microwaving, just toaster oven.
So I told Tanya not to tell me what was in peanut punch. She only said that it was very Guyanese. I love peanut butter. I love chocolate milk. I have no expectation here. This is like peanut butter on steroids. It is the most peanutty drink I've ever had before. It's like I'm expecting to find little cut up pieces of peanut somewhere in here. It is super, super sweet and strangely addicting too. Like, I like really sweet stuff. If you're not into super sweet, milky drinks, you probably won't like this. Me, on the other hand, I love it. Is this popular with kids? I can see kids liking this a lot, right?
Yeah, I actually used to have this at almost every lunch break or recess I had. It's something that you would buy from the little lady at the stand outside. She would probably make it fresh in the morning and bring it to school.
What's up, guys? I'm Greg. I'm one half of Food and Footprints. I was born and raised here in Astoria. I love this neighborhood. There's so much diversity here. So I'm gonna show you some of my favorite spots to eat, to explore, some movie filming locations, Astoria Park, much more.
As we start this tour, what would you tell somebody who's new to New York City, doesn't know anything about Astoria, the bare essentials?
All right, so Astoria is a very diverse community. You have a lot of different backgrounds, especially Greek, huge Greek community. We'll get to that later, of course. And with that comes amazing food. There's a rich movie and TV history here, studios, filming location, much more, so.
And speaking of filming locations, that is gonna be our first stop. Greg, we are standing in front of one of my favorite all-time movie locations in New York City. This is where A Bronx Tale was shot, and it's just such a good movie. Now, it is a bit of a misnomer because it's A Bronx Tale. It was supposed to be Arthur Ave, but it was actually filmed here in Astoria.
So we're right in front of the stoop where C. Calogero, as a kid, watched Sonny shoot a guy over a parking space right in front of his building.
And the parking space was right here, which is kind of still open.
And then we have the bar where Shea Bippy, that was the bar right there. And now you just can't leave this video yet. Then you have the funeral home, which is shot right over there where Sonny's funeral was.
And the apartment too.
Yeah, the apartment right upstairs.
What's interesting was there was a woman yelling out the window, pointing stuff out, and she also said that when they were shooting here, they paid her money not to put her head out the window, and she used to always see Robert De Niro around. And speaking of De Niro, you had a little De Niro thing, right?
Yeah, speaking of De Niro, this is actually the deli that has his favorite mozzarella in New York City. Apparently he still has people come here to pick it up for him.
Greg, one of the big stereotypes of Astoria is the Greek community, and we're starting to see Greek signs popping up everywhere, even right here in Greek. And I know that you're really proud of your Greek heritage.
Absolutely, I'm half Greek. My family lived here for a long time. There's so much great food here, culture. You see social clubs, soccer clubs. As a matter of fact, right around the corner, whenever Greece won any big soccer matches.
Let's show them.
Yeah. So when they shocked the world and won Euros in 2004, it was a big party right here. When they won match in the World Cup and passed into the knockout stage the first time, big party right here. I was here chilling. It was a great time.
So Greg, I knew any day with you would require me not eating any breakfast. We're both starving.
stop number one. What do we got here?
All right, this is my favorite souvlaki and gyro in New York City. They're called the King of Souvlaki. They started off here just as a humble little cart on this corner in the 1970s, and they've grown to this huge truck. And they've actually had multiple trucks and have brick and mortar now in Brooklyn, so they've done very well. It's for good reason. The food is amazing here.
All right, let's try this out.
Half pork gyro, half pork souvlaki, please. Okay. Lemon salt and oregano? Yes, please. And paprika.
I love the smoke that's coming out from the top of this truck right there. They are really popular in this spot.
And they're called the king for a reason. We got here, we have the pork gyro, pork souvlaki, half and half. That's the beauty of this truck, they'll do that for you. And it's the hand-stacked variety of gyros, not that mystery meat. This is how they do it in Greece. I was just in Athens 2 months ago, I can attest to that. And they have the tzatziki made with real yogurt. It's not that white sauce with the mayo, it's just real tzatziki sauce. And then you have the fries. What's special about these fries, they're fried in extra virgin olive oil. They're amazing. You know, don't count the calories, just get the fries.
I don't eat Greek food that often, which is a shame. We're in Astoria, so you know we're gonna be trying this. So I'm putting the gyro right now into the sauce. Here we go. Oh man. That is so tender. That might be some of the most tender, juiciest street meat I've ever had before. Like, unbelievable.
Souvlaki, they marinate it for a while. That's why it soaks up a lot of flavor. So let's take a bite. It's so juicy, so tender.
Greg, you can tell we're having a good day in Astoria because I've got powdered sugar like all over from those Greek donuts, but you've taken us somewhere that I don't think people would necessarily equate Astoria with street art.
No, that's the beauty of it. This has really become, this is called the Wellingcourt Mural Project. It's really become like the capital of graffiti here in Queens and street art, because there was the 5 Points. A lot of people may be familiar with that. Right off the 7 train in Long Island City, they used to have a lot of street art painted on the building, and then one night it was whited out. It's been torn down since development of condos, you know. No surprise there, right? But here it's beautiful. There's not that many people who come here, but the pieces are replaced. There's like right behind us is Queen Andrea. She's pretty well known street artist. There's a lot here. It's really cool. And right by the river is Howlett's Cove, part of Astoria, near the Astoria projects. It's beautiful here.
Greg, you said you've got some history to talk about right here.
Yeah, there's a few things. So first, we have the Hellgate Bridge right behind me. The Hellgate Bridge, it's for all the Amtrak and freight trains. So if you take the Amtrak to Boston, you're gonna pass over Astoria on this bridge and pass Randall's Island. And this bridge was actually the inspiration for the Sydney Harbor Bridge. I don't know if a lot of people know that. It's one of my favorite bridges in New York City. And the Hellgate is actually named after this really rough current. They call it Hell's Gate. And there was actually a huge disaster in 1904, the General Slocum disaster. It was this boat that caught fire, 1,000 people died. Yeah, this is my old alleyway here. I used to smash tennis balls and handballs and all that.
And I bet you was there a city bike when you grew up?
Definitely not. We'd be hanging out here, there'd be like fireworks, and people just hanging out on the stoop. It was like an old school New York, people hanging out on the stoop, eating Italian ice in the summertime, just chilling, a different time.
Next stop is the only place that Greg is taking us to that I've actually been before, Bohemian Hall. A great spot if you're looking for some Czech beer, really authentic inside. Always very crowded on the weekends, and we just had to include this, especially on a warm day. A good beer right now would just be awesome. All right, we've got 2 ice-cold Pilsners. It is a lot cheaper in the Czech Republic, but still, on a warm spring day, na zdraví.
Na zdraví.
Oh, that hits the spot. Oh yeah, the words right out of my mouth. Members of the barrio, this stop is really different. You guys know how much I like speakeasy bars. You know, going to a bar and not knowing from the outside that it's a bar. Well, this is a deli right here that actually makes good pizza, and they don't really advertise it too much.
Yeah, it's an awesome spot. It's a deli. They use their own house-made mozzarella here, so they're known for their mozzarella and their cold cuts. It's called Rosario's. It's one of my favorite slices in New York City, period. Hey, how are you? Good, good. Get 2 slices, please.
Thank you.
It's really good.
It looks really good, I know. And guys, this is kind of the last thing I normally order at a deli. Usually you go to a deli and you get a sandwich, you get Coke, you get a water. I want to segue into something else before we try this. Greg, you like to take people visiting New York to places just like this on your own tour.
Absolutely. So we offer on Airbnb Experiences an after dark food tour in Jackson Heights and Elmhurst, and we also have a weekend only hidden gem spot, kind of like spots like these, hidden tacos and hidden other things all over the place. So we have just really low-key local spots that we'll take you to, so check us out.
So I'm gonna put a link down to Greg's tours, Greg and Jumi, sometimes Jumi joins him, in the description. You want a tour with the master right here. So Greg's been talking about this slice forever. I've seen it in one of his videos. Let's try the deli slice. I really like the cheese, something different about it, and it's very thin, about $2.75 each. A nice little surprise, I have to say.
It's kind of like a margarita slice in a way, but without the basil. They have their own house-made fresh mozzarella. It makes a big difference, very creamy. Their sauce pretty zesty, and I love the thin crust here. The dough has a different kind of taste to it. It's crunchy. It's a really good slice, and for $2.75, you really can't go wrong for it at all.
I knew there was something with the cheese. I knew it. Yeah, it's a special slice here. Greg, we've talked a lot about the diversity of this area, and now we're entering a spot, I guess you could call Little Egypt, although there's other countries that are represented here. What are some of your favorite things to do here?
Oh man, definitely number one is eat. You can eat great Egyptian seafood here, Moroccan food, Jordanian sweets, that's actually going to be going next, and also smoking hookah. There's a lot of different hookah bars here appealing to the younger crowd. We like the OG spot where all the old Egyptians go.
Greg, I don't think I've ever seen so many hookah places concentrated onto 1 or 2 blocks in my life, especially not in the United States. This has to be the highest concentration of hookah lounges in the US, and we're about to stop at a place that bills itself as the first hookah lounge in the US.
Yeah, so the cool thing, this block has a lot of spots for hookah. You know, this is a very popular Friday, Saturday night spot with the younger crowds. A lot of them have bars that serve alcohol. This doesn't. This caters to the Egyptian crowd, old school spot. They claim they're the first. Who knows if it is or not, but all I know is that it's a legit hookah place and we're gonna check it out.
And I've not had a good hookah in a long time, so I'm super excited for this. Just walk to the outside to smoke the hookah, and Greg, I feel like we just entered somebody's backyard. Like, it's a little backyard party we're about to have.
Yeah, I love these outdoor spots. It's like, and it's also good so you don't have all that smoke coming in. You get a little breather.
It's like, it has all the Egyptians, like.
Yeah, that's the spot. That's the spot I want to go to. The old school Egyptian spots. Yeah, but the hookahs are always better, I feel.
You know, it was interesting because the guy who worked here told us that this place tends to get more of the Egyptian local crowd, not really the party scene. They don't serve alcohol here, which is just fine by me. I want something chill like this. This is a very relaxing environment. Now trying the mango mint hookah. Yeah, the mango flavor is very subtle. And I could tell just from puffing this in that this hookah is going to last a very, very long time.
Sorry to all my fellow Greeks out there, but I just love pistachio-filled baklava. And it's something about Middle Eastern baklava to me I like a little bit better. Sometimes it's less sweet. We're going to taste this one. It's been a little while since I've had it. So this comes from Al Sham. It's a Jordanian sweet shop.
Let's try this.
Oh, it's very full of pistachios. I love that really tasty pistachios here. Got the rose water, not too sweet, not too buttery either. This is excellent. Very well balanced baklava.
There's so many amazing ethnic enclaves here that it's just a neighborhood that I think tourists should not skip.
Absolutely. So, you know, Astoria is known for the Greek community, but you can cross the Mediterranean, aka on North Bar Steinway Street. You can catch yourself in Little Egypt, Morocco, and then you also have Brazil, you have the Croatian communities, you have Bangladeshi communities. There's so much. We couldn't capture it all in this one video. That's why you could do multiple videos on this neighborhood. That's how big it is.
What's up, members of the barrio? It's John coming to you from Flushing, Queens, and today We're going off the Eaton Path. We're in front of the Ganesh Temple. We are heading downstairs to their canteen, a cafeteria-style restaurant where you can eat some of the best South Indian food in all of New York City. Their specialty are dosas, guys. We're gonna eat like kings today, and I am so excited to show you something a little bit different than my normal content. Make sure to watch my other New York City playlists, all linked down below in the description. Let's get inside. We've got Team Adriana with us. You excited for some Indian deliciousness?
Of course, I'm always excited for food.
All right, lead the way, guys. Look at the signs here. We're gonna explore the insides of this cafeteria.
Look at this, guys. It's so cool.
It's like a little hidden cafeteria with amazing Indian food. So many big bloggers, TV channels have been here before. Shout out to Joe DeStefano from my favorite New York City food blog, Chopsticks and Marrow, who put me onto this place. I've got such a good feeling. Look, they've got a little store here.
Oh, they're so cute. I'm gonna take one home, I think.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, I don't know how we're gonna eat all this food. We're gonna manage somehow. This is daunting. We have a lot to work with here. So the good news is I've had a lot of people comment on the channel that we don't do vegetarian options enough. Well, this is your dream come true. Everything on the menu here is vegetarian. We're gonna be starting with the vada, and these are, we'll call them Indian donuts. They're salty, made of batter, and we're gonna be dipping them in two pretty distinctive sauces. We're gonna be dipping everything in the same sauces, actually. Chutney and sambar. Chutney, coconut, and it has little mustard seeds in it. And then the sambar is like a vegetable soup with lentils, carrots. I'm imagining that all these flavors are gonna be complementing each other. So this is not a dessert, this is like an appetizer. Getting some good instructions. All of this for $3.50, guys. I just dipped it. This is the first time I'm trying all of this food. Total novice here. Just my opinions. Nice appetizer, and none of the sauces, the chutney, nothing was too overwhelming for me. It just complemented it very well. Nice value here for $3.50. A little salty, that's the way they make it here. Nice way to start this large feast that we're about to have.
My mouth is watering right now. So good.
Guys, this is what we came here for, the dosas. And these are basically like Indian crepes, kind of made similar to a pancake, I would say. Very popular in southern India. And this is what the canteen is most well known for as far as, you know, food bloggers coming, trying this stuff. So we've got the masala dosa. We're gonna open it up and show you what's inside. Okay, so main ingredient, potatoes. We've also got onion, we've got mustard seeds. It's pretty basic. Again, very healthy, vegetarian. $4.50, not gonna break the bank. I also like about this place that it's mostly local Indian people who come here. You know, they go to temple upstairs to worship, come downstairs, have a great meal waiting right for them. But of course, you don't just have to be Indian to come here. We can see non-Indians sitting here as well. A really inclusive environment. I'm pretty happy already, but let's try this. Now I've got all the ingredients in the middle. This is my favorite part of eating this style of food, just dipping everything in sauces. You know there's a big flavor explosion about to happen. Wow. It's such a nice combination, just getting that crunchiness of the dosa, then the potato, the mustard seed, a little bit spicy, complemented well by the chutney. So delicious.
Adriana's about to try the ghee roast. Look at this cone.
Look at this, guys. I'm breaking it apart. Oh, it has nothing inside. It's very, very, very tasty. Like butter. I love it. I love it.
At least I wouldn't think that something like this with no filling inside would be as good as it is, but the ghee roast, Adriana just told me, so far it's her favorite thing. And it's just so buttery, like it's silky smooth when it goes in your mouth. Nice crunch, oh. Absolutely amazing. I'm so impressed by this. And I feel bad messing up this little cone we had. It's like a work of art, isn't it? So guys, they surprised us. They just brought us like an extra dish, a raba dosa. It's cream of wheat with onion and green chili. They wanted to see how much we'd like it. I'm just going crazy here, guys. Guys, again, for me, this is my first time trying all of this food. It's a little bit different, this wheat dosa. I feel like it absorbs the chutney and the sambar more. So I'm tasting a little bit more of the sauces here. It's still very good.
I love onions, so it's really good for me. So soft and crunchy at the same time. It's hard to explain, but I love it.
I'm still not sure what my favorite one is. I might lean on the ghee roast being my favorite, just because of how buttery it was. What do you think?
I think my favorite is raba dosa because it has onions, and I love onions.
So
good.
So kind of depending what you're into. Also, they have a lot of other traditional Indian choices. They have tamarind rice, some other dessert sort of things here. Come with an open mind and let me know what you think. Please, I'm curious. All right, guys, because it's about 90 degrees outside, I'm taking some mango lassi to go. And this is just a sweet drink, yogurt made from mango pulp. It's very milky. It's very sweet. Probably the best mango lassi I've ever had. This I've tried in Indian restaurants before. The dosas I've never really tried, but what an experience. I mean, I'm running out of words to say how much I've enjoyed this canteen down here. It's such a nice little gem.
A lady came to give us something that I don't know is sweet. I don't know if it's sweet or salty. Oh, I think it's sweet. Guys, you know what this is? What is this? Can you tell us in the comments? Because I don't know, but it's really good. I love it.
By the way, I forgot to mention, after eating at the canteen, if you want to go inside the Hindu temple, you are absolutely allowed to. There is no photography or video allowed, but it is gorgeous inside if you want to see something different.
Today we're going to show you what could be New York's best kept foodie secret. With an incredible mix of global flavors, join us on a mouth-watering journey around 4 continents, one bite at a time here in Sunnyside, Queens. We've got Greg back, native New Yorker and food guide. We're starting at Bolivian Llama Party, and this sounds like a nightclub somewhere in La Paz. Why this spot?
It does. Well, this is actually the only Bolivian restaurant in New York City, and they're very famous for one specific dish that we're gonna try. Amazing.
My name is David Oropeza, and I'm one of the owners here at Bolivian Llama Party. This is our commissary kitchen, actually. We've been here for about 10 years. It's Dan, Diane, this is Maria.
What are you most well known for?
Probably the salteña, for sure. My brother said it best, it's like a soupy dumpling meets an empanada. There's a lot of ways to describe it, but at the end, it's delicious. It's super good. So she's braiding them now. This is the culmination of a 3-day process. It starts with making the soup base. That takes a day. The dough, chilling the soup base, and then we fill it and then braid it. So every single salteña that you buy here is hand braided, handmade.
When I hear braiding, I think of hair. I don't think of food.
So the funny thing is the braid represents the cholitos pita braids from Bolivia. And the thing is, if these aren't braided properly, they leak in the oven, they explode. All your 3 days of work goes out the window. So this is the filling that's been cooking. There's chicken in here, peas, carrots, potatoes, an egg, always. Everything on the menu is pretty good. We're a pretty firm believer in like not doing throwaways. Yeah. Like everything's got to be good. Our fried chicken sandwich is top 25 for New York Times, and people have been coming to eat that a lot. We had other locations prior to the pandemic in Columbus Circle, in Fort Greene, Brooklyn. Pandemic came, wiped us out. This was our last location. It was just the kitchen. We were gonna throw in the towel, and we decided let's just give it a shot. It's now become our best location ever. Thank God, and yeah, we're still kicking.
And is this like a family business?
Family and that it's brothers, yeah.
No grandma in the back,
yeah.
stirring.
That'd be great.
Yeah, we'd love that.
I could sleep in a little more.
Yeah.
If grandma was here.
Everything is so bright about Bolivian Llama Party. The napkins are bright, the food is bright, the table is bright, everything's bright.
The sauce, everything.
Yeah.
The flavors are bright too, and you're gonna taste them very soon.
I was telling David, the owner, that I've never tried a salteña before. And this is reminding me of the first time I ever had a soup dumpling. I was a little afraid because when I did it, I burned the roof of my mouth. So we're gonna try to avoid that experience here. But I've heard nothing but good things about salteñas and this spot. All right, coach me through it. He was explaining it.
I'm not really a pro at this. I make a mess of this all the time.
Okay.
I just kind of hang off for dear life.
Shake.
He said shake.
Yeah.
There we go.
Eating's fun, look.
Yeah, that's the pro tip we learned from David.
All I got was the dough and a little bit of the broth, and you just see the steam coming out of the top. Look what we've unleashed.
Gotta say, at first bite, the dough has a bit of sweetness to it too. Natural sweetness in that dough. Very rich.
Wow, so many flavors as you dig more and more. It's like an adventure.
David described this perfectly. It's kind of like a meal all wrapped up in one. But I think you really gotta get that green sauce. There's also some in there.
I'm gonna put a little in too.
As good as it is by itself, that green sauce really elevates it to a whole nother stratosphere. I could just drink this green sauce by itself. I actually might do that.
Oh, damn. This thing sneaks up on you. A little broth hidden underneath. You take a bite, volcanic eruption of flavor. You know, he said there's so many ways to describe this, like an empanada on steroids. I'm gonna say it's like an empanada meets a nice hearty stew.
I like that.
I can't remember the last time I tried something new that I loved this much. And right now they don't have any indoor seating, but plenty of outdoor seating. Spring is here, summer's around the corner. Hang out here.
Great vibes here.
Now, because this chicken chicharron sandwich was ranked as one of the top 25 essential dishes in New York City, we kind of had to put it into the video.
Yeah.
And David was saying that this is an ode to the fast food fried chicken culture of Bolivia, but in sandwich form.
Wow. Very juicy.
I think if these guys just did a fried chicken sandwich, they could be competing with KFC and Jollibee, I don't know.
Yeah, and I was reading that the chicken is marinated in a Bolivian beer, which is also very interesting.
All right, bold statement coming. One of the best fried chicken sandwiches I've ever had in New York. I'm trying to think of one I've liked more. You?
I think I'll agree with you there.
And something that he mentioned about the juices, which I completely love, is that they're not too sweet. Just right. It tastes more natural, honestly.
Very light, yeah, not too sweet. I don't like anything that's too sweet. It really complements the food here very well. This is one of the best places to eat in Sunnyside for sure.
What a start to this video. This place is a gem, I have to say. It is so impressed. Greg, we've got soup al shater, which is a killer combo. Lebanese food and a Lebanese market all in one.
Yeah, this is a real Queens gem. You know, when you combine grocery store and restaurant in one, usually it's gonna be good stuff.
All right, let's get in there.
Get 3 chicken shawarma pita and 3 spinach pies, please. So like, it's not just shawarma and grilled meats here, which are always great, but they also have a steam table here. So if you want to eat more vegetables, you're vegetarian, look at all these options here.
That's mouth-watering, watching your meat get sliced up like that. Oof.
If we were eating so much today, I'd be dying to have some of these desserts. I mean, look at all this.
We could have finished the video right here, you know.
We did a whole video on this spot.
I always like any market you can go to. It's super local, like product of Lebanon.
Yeah, Lebanese olive oil, that's very cool. You know it's gonna be good.
I can offer to turn up pickle mid-serving. This is gonna taste even better in the falafel. Oh yeah. Oh, what is it? Thank you. We got some grape leaves as well.
Oh man, I love grape leaves. You know, I have Greek background. These look a little different. These are tightly rolled, it looks like.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
What an appetizer.
Got that kind of tangy outside, and you got the savory interior. It tastes a little bit minty inside. delicious.
I have to say, I love how this is packaged. This is such a good grab and go food, isn't it?
It is. That's what I've done many times here.
Yeah, we've been watching this too long. Let's take a bite already. When I eat a shawarma sandwich typically, first thing that I notice usually aren't the fresh vegetables. That's the first thing that I felt when I took that bite. And then this delicious chicken underneath.
Oh, this is one that takes a couple bites to really process it all. Because you get that first layer of toom, that's the really intense Lebanese garlic spread. You get that. You get 2 layers of pickles. So you get the pickles, the pickled turnips, and you get that little crunch to it too. The meat itself is very delicately seasoned. He has a little bit of that hot sauce in there for a little kick. And I love just the thin wrap. If you're watching your carbs, this is perfect for you. It's very healthy.
We don't normally talk about healthy on this channel. Most of our street food isn't that healthy, but this actually would qualify. I agree. They've got that healthy spread inside. And yeah, pretty thin wrap. So cinematic. Scorsese would be impressed with our choice of filming with the subway running behind us.
If I lived in Sunnyside, I would eat here at least 2-3 times a week. Not just getting shawarma every day, but you can get so many great varieties of food in here.
Do you notice a difference, because this is specifically Lebanese? Most of the experiences I've had in the city, I think, have been more Egyptian style. This is definitely different. A lot more flavors going on, less heavy on the sauce too.
Because that's more the halal cart style. This is really much like a home style. Everything they make here, you can tell they put a lot of love into it, a lot of care. That's why it's such a local favorite. People coming in and out as we were there filming.
We almost forgot, for dessert, spinach pie action.
Savory dessert. This is very different than a Greek spinach pie. A spanakopita, the Greek style, usually has feta. And even the spinach here is very tangy. I feel they put maybe some vinegar in here. And the dough is very soft and light.
I'm gonna use the word healthy again, but healthy and tasty snack to go.
Agreed.
This definitely qualifies.
Love it.
And that's how you feel after eating at Souk al-Shater.
I agree.
Greg, we're stepping foot into another continent, Africa, Algeria, with Casbah Cafe.
Yeah, Casbah Cafe. This is a really cool looking spot. Algerian food's not so easy to find here in the city, so this is one of the few restaurants that offers it. Excited to check it out.
Let's go. Wow, it's so cozy in here.
It is.
My name is Halim. Casbah is a very old neighborhood in Algiers. So you can find Casbah in any country in North Africa, but we started in 2015 with Algerian cookies, and then we started physical business, physical place in 2021. But it wasn't a restaurant at the beginning; it was a coffee shop. But we kind of North African, Mediterranean with a focus on Algerian cookies. Then people start asking for more Algerian stuff, Algerian cuisine, and gradually we turned it into Algerian traditional restaurant. Ramadan we decided to do special menu. It's a soup. It's an Algerian way to break the fast. We call it iftar. Then burak, salad, and we have 2 main course dishes. One chicken, and the other one is meatballs, garlic meatballs. I would love, if you try it. Right?
Of course.
Is smoked whole wheat soup. They smoke it, they harvest it, they smoke it, and then they grind it with lamb, tomato, and other spices.
I literally feel like we are being served a home-cooked meal. All right, let's try this out.
Wow. Really nice and smoky. Very light.
Definitely has some flavors I've never had before. I've never tried Algerian food. And a nice tanginess to it. Lamb, so tender.
With that fresh herbs on top, too.
Think about that French colonial influence around the world. You have the banh mi sandwich in Vietnam, Algeria. Baguette's very popular. Oh, the feast continues. Yeah. Look at this this healthy feast we have awaiting us. Try this rice. Really creamy textures on this. We were sitting at one of the few Algerian restaurants in New York and probably the United States, okay? We talk about the benefits of eating your way around Queens. This is one of them. So Halim gave us Selecto Algerian soda, which has been around before Coca-Cola. I don't even know how old that is. We're gonna have to look that up. The sugar tastes completely different to me. Can you try it? I want to get your palate on this.
Okay. I'll tell you what, it sounds odd, but when I first cracked it open and gave it a smell, it smelled a little like bubblegum. And I'm almost getting a bit of a bubblegum flavor to this.
It's really nice.
Algerian soda, definitely not on the bingo card today.
Exactly.
Yeah,
This is the burek, and he was telling us about how this has like Turkish, Ottoman roots.
This one is with the ground beef, onion, potato, and spices.
Now let's take a bite. So pillowy and soft, and we have the meat hiding right inside. Whereas it's been my whole life. I'm kind of addicted to this. The burek's my favorite thing we've had so far. Really good. I gotta tell you. We're working on the protein part of this set menu. We got the chicken with chickpeas. Wow, the chicken, it's so tender, it just comes right off the bone.
I love the chickpeas too. You get a nice cumin flavor in here.
Garlic meatball.
Yeah, very excited when I hear garlic. I love garlic as well.
And with the chickpeas on the side.
More chickpeas. Always down for that.
Much different flavor profile than I would say an Italian style meatball, for example. Much different.
I definitely get that garlic flavor. It's
Yeah.
not like, too overwhelming, which is good.
And he said almost everything here but the soup is always on the menu. All right, the calaboose dessert you saw before being made with the semolina. Very happy. You know what I was just thinking? I wish I had an Algerian green mint tea next to me to wash this down. Look what we have right here. Oof. This is the first time I've had Algerian food, but it will definitely not be the last. If you're looking for something fun to do when you visit the city and you like these videos, check out Greg's food tour. It has been one of the favorites from many of my viewers, saying it was the highlight of their trip to New York. Details down in the description. Highly recommend it.
Yeah, love to see you. Come check it out.
Greg, for dessert, our fourth continent of the day, Europe, meet this bakery.
So this is from Romania. So Sunnyside has a decent sized Romanian community.
Then we did pass a Romanian church a couple blocks away. Check us out.
Mr. is here for 42 years ago.
And how important is this place, like the local Romanian community?
Very important. All the people is very happy when I come here.
It's amazing because you have Romanian staples here, and then you have like Hamantash, and you have Jewish baked stuff, you have American baked stuff, you have a little bit of everything here.
But we're here for the Romanian sweets, and when you walk in here, it smells really good. Like a good bakery is supposed to smell.
I would totally ruin dinner at this place.
Fateuri. This is a puff with cheese, very flaky, very interesting.
You know what this reminds me of? This Brazilian cheese bread I've had before.
Pão de queijo?
Yeah, a little bit.
I see what you mean. They're really nice.
We'll share one of the amandinas.
One amandina?
Yeah, these are the two most popular things here.
Yeah, and I show you something.
Okay, okay.
Doboshke. It's vanilla cake, chocolate cream, and caramel. It's very good too.
What else?
Apple strudel. The best apple strudel. It's very, very good.
What's your favorite thing?
My favorite is cheese Danish. It's sweet cheese. It's very good.
It's amazing. A spot like this, we came for one item and we were leaving with like 9 things. She just kept giving us extra.
It's like our Romanian auntie that we never had. It's like the hospitality in there was pretty incredible. Sit at the chess table.
Man, I don't know how we still have room in our stomachs for all this. This has been a crazy day.
This is the kozanak, so it's a pretty traditional bread that's usually around Christmas and Easter. It smells a little boozy too.
You think there's rum in this?
There might be. I know there's walnuts in here.
Try it. It's not too sweet. I like that about it. You think about American desserts, it's just sugar overload. No.
It's got a very eggy taste to it. Sweet eggy taste, almost kind of like a brioche flavor.
Yeah.
But a bit of a citrus in there too. The only thing it's missing is some coffee. It's go great with coffee.
So I always say to Greg, I'm not gonna finish this. I'm just gonna take a bite, and here I am working my way through it. So this is the amandina. She said it was their best seller.
It's chocolate, cake, and rum syrup.
Rum syrup.
Rum syrup, there we go. You can smell the booze right away.
If you didn't tell me that there was rum syrup, I would have said Something tastes a little boozy, a little alcoholic here.
I like the couple layers. I like the outer cream.
Yeah.
It really gives it a nice, like, soft kind of texture compared to the inside, which is soaked with that rum syrup.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah, Nitas. I would say hidden gem, but I actually think it's pretty well known in Sunnyside. I'm sure a lot of people around the city or visiting have never heard of it. And something important to know about Sunnyside itself is that you are very close to Manhattan. What, 15 minutes by 7 train?
Yeah, on a good day, about 15 minutes.
So this entire video, you could walk it easy.